Welcome. Playmakers and Shakers. Welcome, y'all. We're gonna talk to some game developer. I'm super excited to talk to y'all a little bit about Gunstoppable. Welcome everyone to our 13th episode of Playmakers and Shakers, y'all. Let's go. 13 episodes. You guys don't know what Playmakers and Shakers are. Yo, this is where we interview game developers while playing their games. We get a chance to learn about a day in the life of a game developer. Yeah, check out some behind the scene concepts, learn about a creative and technical process of making games. In Playmakers and Shakers, the playmakers are the game developers, the creative folks that bring these games to life for y'all. And we are the shakers, the players, the streamers, content creators, those that bring the energy, the feedback, the visibility to those games. We're the one who shake things up a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. And yeah, I'm super excited to be able to have a place here for y'all on this show to find some hidden, unconventional games, maybe games that you wouldn't find on your own, interviewing folks that are solo devs to small indie studios, folks with passion projects, AAA game, AA games, you name it. We got it here. Fun games and a hub to be able to share that here with y'all. So I encourage everybody to ask questions. It's not every day you got a game developer in the stream with y'all. So we're gonna be playing Gunstoppable tonight. I'm super excited to play Gunstoppable. I got a chance to meet Salaar. Salaar is our game dev from Cage Studios. They've made previous games before, and we're gonna be talking specifically about Gunstoppable and his previous projects and experience that he has in developing games, right? So this is gonna be great. I'm super excited, and yeah, let's get it going. Let's get it going. All right, let's go into our cafe. Let's go. In our cafe, we're Gunstoppable. Oh, tonight having Cage Studio join us. Super excited. They took their time, of course, to share their journey to be with us. So sure, give them a follow. Share some feedback. Tonight's content, we're gonna start with the introduction of the game developer, some Q&A. We didn't do gameplay. Give some feedback when you guys from y'all. And maybe we'll get some exclusive content, inside scoop, something good. We'll play our trivia game, and then we'll end it all on a lovely giveaway. So y'all make sure to thank Salaar. Look at that. Is that who I think it is? Awesome. Hi, how are you? So we're gonna read a little bit about the game. Here we go. You're so excited. This is gonna be so much fun, right? I am so excited as well. So excited. Here we go. Tell you guys a little bit about Gunstoppable. Before I give Solara a call. We're just running just a little bit behind, Solar, if you don't mind. To allow me to share your trailer with everyone. I would love that. I would love to read a little bit about our game that we got going on. Of course, this is our Gunstoppable demo. This is awesome. So it's a dual wield devastating weapon combos in this momentum fueled roguelike. Yes. you guys like roguelike FPS, this is one for you. Chain movements, stacked every upgrade, and bend time to overpower the odds in style. Yes. So this is a very, very new demo. If you guys see right there, it says June 30th. Came out a couple days ago. This is awesome. So you guys go play it now. We'll talk a little more with Salaar to see how long the demo will be up. But you guys go play the demo now, check it out, and tell them what you think. All right. Okay. Here is the demo information here. We read a bit of the dual wield destruction with dual devastating weapon combo and surge with momentum in roguelike FPS, where every upgrade stacks and time itself becomes your weapon. Sneak peek of the fastest FPS roguelike you've ever seen, y'all. Right here we have something called the Reaper mode execution. So racked up kills to activate Reaper mode, pastime, wreck, havoc, and then and then unpause reality to shatter clusters of foes in a single moment. This one says craft overpowered builds. Slot attachments into weapons on a hex grid where placement matters. Turn shotguns into flamethrowers or bananas into nukes. I mean, come on now. Bananas into nukes? What? Let's go. Let's go. We will be able to rearrange any time to maximum elemental effects, discover wild synergies, and completely change how you fight mid-run, right? So die with a purpose. So we'll talk a little bit about this. This is the road-like part of it. So each run is a new configuration of chaos, new weapon combos, new enemies encounters, and new ways to break the game. Every death builds upon the last, earning permanent upgrades at the end of each run. So I find that really cool. So it keeps you going, keeps it fresh, keeps it going, right? Rewrite a broken future, destroy the architects of endless brutality in a blood curdling odyssey through underground prisons, cyberpunk cityscapes, and into the great beyond to settle the score. Turn the tables on the wealthy warlords who made you into a killing machine. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. A little bit of the lore, right? A little bit of the lore. This is awesome. I can't wait to talk more in depth and where that concept might have came from. It's gonna be great. So make sure y'all get a chance to wish list the game. It is pinned in the chat, so feel free to click on any of the links, join their Discord, check out their website, and of course, feel free demo the game and share your feedback. Yay! Let's go. All right, so let's go ahead and watch the trailer. You guys are ready to watch some trailer? Let's go. Let's do this. Oh, we're gonna go over to actually Unstoppable trailer right here.
Time bends. I don't.
I told you to be subtle, and you brought a rocket launcher? You have one chance to save Earth. Don't waste it.
I won't.
Yes. Play the demo now, y'all. Play the demo now. Let's go. That is so cool. That is so cool. They did a really good job with the trailer. and showing us what the game might be entails, what the game might entail. So this is really cool. Here's some of the screenshots we have here. Very neon punk cityscape, really cool, really cool. And here's the kind of equivalent to like a skill tree, right, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm excited to get more into it and play the actual game. And yeah, let's get it going and keep this party moving. And let's see if our game dev is ready for us. Let's see if we can give him a call, you know. See.
Who is it?
Howdy.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice.
Yay.
Hello, my friends.
Hi. Welcome in. Welcome into
Thank
Playmakers
you
and
so
Shakers.
much.
Yes, for sure.
Really excited to be here. Thank you for setting this up.
Of course.
Having me in
It's,
your cafe.
yes, definitely. You know, we gotta, set the mood, set the scene a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Awesome. Very cool. So yeah, I guess we can start by if you don't mind telling the audience who you are and what you do and where you're from.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Salaar. I'm a video game developer, as you can imagine. And I've been working on Gunstoppable now for the last 9 or 10 months with my co-founder Gabriel. And this is our fourth game as Cage Studios, the two indie developer duo. But based on the playtest feedback and all, might be our best one yet. We kind of taken our learnings from all the other types of games. All of our games have been in different genres. We've made like an open world RPG, we made a third person shooter, a roguelike deck builder, and now we're kind of combining all the best parts from our previous games into an entirely new genre, a boomer shooter, a roguelite FPS. And we're really excited to see where this takes us. We're already seeing the community creating all these crazy builds, using the new stop time, bullet time mechanics, as well as the kind of gimmick of Gunstoppable, which is the faster you move, the more damage you deal. And as far as my personal background, I've been making video games since I was 8 years old, so this has been a lifelong journey for me leading up to this point. And I've worked on some big titles like God of War Ragnarok. You can see the Kratos axe over there on my side, but
Yes.
so definitely a fan of that. I absolutely loved working there, but my heart was telling me to dream bigger and try something new. And so I became a full-time indie game developer for the last year and a half. Last year was spent mainly shipping two previous titles that I had been working on for a long time. And Gunstoppable is the first game, start to finish, that I've been full-time indie developer with all of the AAA experience under my belt. As well as working full-time with Gabriel, my co-founder, who also had worked on some major titles like the Dragon Prince game and PUBG. And together, because we actually met in ninth grade when we were just kids, and we
Oh my
started making
God.
games together the day we became friends. That was when we were in high school in Egypt. So our friendship has lasted all the way from there to now we're in Los Angeles. And we've, just like you do within a game, we've iterated on our friendship and our collaborations as well, to the point where we have a really good synergy going, leveraging both of our strengths and covering for each other's weaknesses to be able to create something faster and more polished and more fun than we've ever created before. So that's kind of the long story short of how we've ended up where we're at, and just how excited I am to have announced Gunstoppable less than a month ago and already releasing our first public demo this week. So it's fresh, finally seeing the feedback pouring in from the wider public. We've only done like internal beta tests on our Discord, which I saw like Smeebo was in here. He'll probably be back, but that's kind of how we've been getting our feedback and making sure that the game is fun and playable before giving it out to the public. But you know, we're still working on the game, so there's still gonna be plenty more levels, plenty of more upgrades, bosses, all that kind of thing that we still have planned. But the core is there, and we're really proud of it.
Wow. Wow. That is so awesome. That is, I mean, yeah, bringing all that experience and having your own studio. I mean, congratulations, of course. I'm sure there's pros and cons with
Yeah.
having your own studio, but the independentness of like being able to create what you want and having that freedom, I bet was very liberating for you and your partner. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's definitely feels like a new chapter, and the capabilities that we're able to achieve creatively and technologically with just two people. I never could have imagined that two people could make a game like of this scale and this size. But you know, it just takes a lot of having released a bunch of other games together and getting that experience, along with all the new tools like using the latest Unreal Engine 5.5 and the different tools that are available online to help us really leverage the technological capabilities.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I guess that is what will be one of the questions was like what kind of tools you did use, and you touch a little bit upon that. Were there any besides
In addition to that, we kind of like to combine the 3D models that we get like contracted made or we find on stores online. But because of Gabriel's technical expertise with tech art, tech art is this interesting bridge between art and programming, where you can actually take these models that might have slightly different feels to them and put these like replacing their materials, changing their style and everything to make everything fit into piece together and give it this coherent art style. So like for this game, we were able to leverage Unreal Engine's technology as well as doing some of our own material shaders to be able to create this retro sci-fi art style where it has like the CRT TV filter to make it look kind of old school, bend the edges a little bit, and have like pixel bleeding, as well as making the characters and guns look a little bit like 2D using a cell shading technique, similar to what Borderlands does. And we've got that feedback. It looks like kind of like more sci-fi Borderlandsy type of art style. So we kind of like to combine the newest technologies of Unreal 5 and using all of their latest graphics settings, where while taking these retro filters and making it also fit in with this nostalgia vibe that like from games that we used to play as kids. Um,
Yeah, that's
it's been
awesome.
mainly Unreal Engine as our tools. I have modeled some things ourselves in Blender, myself in Blender. The banana gun shoots bananas that I had modeled myself. So that's like my one signature that I'll put on the art is those bananas.
Oh my
So
god.
Blender is like a 3D modeling program that you can use for free.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Blender is really popular. I found.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
and using OBS, of course, to capture footage for trailers and you know, using ChatGPT to be like, how do I fix this bug? And it's like a little bit like a Google search now. You know, I know that like AI has some like mixed reactions, but using it to like sort through Google forums for me can sometimes speed up the process for like fixing bugs and stuff.
right, right. That makes sense. That really makes sense. I mean,
Mhm.
you mentioned earlier Borderlands. I mean, that it was what drew my attention to your game when I went to the event. For
Mm.
those that don't know, me and Solar actually met in person at first, and at a mix event, which is a media exchange, media indie exchange. So basically, a lot of amazing, talented game developers come together for a night of previews and debuts and demos, and it's incredible. And and they have a virtual one as well as an in-person one for those that want to come and see all the new and support all the amazing indie devs that we do have out there. So it's a really fun event. So yeah, thanks for being there and talking to me, presenting your
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Awesome.
meeting Rodrigo is definitely one of the highlights of the Mix Showcase. I think like your kindness and like your interest in indie games and doing these kinds of events to highlight indie games was like really special and interesting. And my sister, who was helping run that booth, was like also really excited to hear that I'd be coming on the show today.
Oh, yay.
You can
Awesome,
hear her voice
awesome.
in the trailer, actually. I did get her help with that, some of that.
Oh, Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask, was that your voice and her voice?
In our first trailer, I actually tried to make my own voice for the sister and like trying to imitate her voice and pitching it up and stuff. But this time I just got her to do it. And it's funny because in the game, that's actually like the protagonist and the protagonist's sister that have this like
Oh.
conversation. So like when I was guiding her, I'll get more into the story later, but when I was guiding her for the voice lines, I was like, "You're mad at your brother. You have to yell at your brother." And it's like just me.
That is so fun. That must have been so fun to be able to work with your sister as well. Huh. Uh,
Absolutely.
Awesome. So Cage Studio, I know you spoke a bit about how you came up with Cage Studio. How did the name come up? What is the word? How did the word cage? Why
Um,
cage?
Yeah, I think like anything, it was a collaboration between Gabriel and I. So, Gabriel actually came up with the idea of Cage Studios as like something that had just been stuck in his head of like a cool idea for a company or something they never really knew what to do with. And once we kind of like had started making games, I wanted to have a name that had like more meaning as far as like, representative of our stuff. So I actually came up with an acronym for Cage, which stands for Computer and Graphics Entertainment. And
Oh.
because like I don't know, I kind of like to have these like visions of what's going to happen in 10 years or longer, whereas Gabriel likes to have something like really intense in the moment. So like I think the combination of like the Cage Studios feeling like a nice punchy title and the computer and graphics entertainment being kind of representative of our interests both in the short and long term, kind of inspired by names like Electronic Arts, where it's kind of like it kind of rolls off the tongue, but it also leaves enough interpretation where no matter where we take this in 10 or 20 years, it can still represent what our passions and what our goals are. So we know we'll be using computers, creating graphical entertainment for people, and uncovering along the way what our strengths and ideas are creatively.
Yes,
So I mean,
yes.
nowadays it's kind of evolved to, as we've kind of discussed. Oh, we're kind of making the games that we wanted to make, narrowing in on what we like to make and what we're good at, and what both me and Gabriel kind of bring to the table as far as our preferences and skills. And we've kind of landed on something that's like we really like colorful games, we like fast-paced action games, and we like games with really deep systems where you can like customize, replay it, like have a lot of replayability and allow for player expression where they can choose how they want to play the game, whether they want to be explorers or go for high scores or kind of just blow everything up, whatever their like play style is. So that's kind of the Cage Studios fingerprint. Even though all of our games are different genres, there's a certain fingerprint to it, the colorful action 3D games that we create.
Yes, that's so cool. That's yeah, it definitely leaves it for interpretation and for future. That's awesome. I like
For
that a
the
lot.
future.
Yeah, and I can see how that
Making a
how you
sci-fi game, so we obviously think about the future.
right, right. And I can see how you and your partner work together with even the name itself. I mean, that's great, right? Something you guys that synergy like you were talking about. That's really cool. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Um, so you did tell us a little bit about the game. I guess I did see that Gunstoppable is described as like a dual welding kind of weapon combo, momentum, roguelike FPS. What inspired that type of concept? Did you play this type of games also growing up as well?
I would say what inspired the game itself. It's kind of like as we've been developing games, we realized that we want to create something that's the intersection of what we love to make and what people are looking for in new games, right? So um, it's I think we were able to achieve both with Gunstoppable because, like I said, we wanted to make colorful action game with like really deep replayable systems. And from my personal background as far as gameplay was that like actually implemented all of the traversal in God of War Ragnarok, and so I got really experienced with like making traversal and stuff. And our last game, Sherwood Extreme, Gabriel was developing, doing the programming and created all the traversal for that, which included, you had zip lining and doing slow motion backflip, archery, trick shots. and then eventually added a chicken jetpack to that where you could like fly around. So we really liked having these like really interesting movements that you could do, and that naturally lent itself into making, okay, we want to make something that's like very movement based and have these like options for upgrades and things that you can do. So it actually started off without like a shooter. It started off as third person. It was actually about a monkey climbing a tree,
Oh my
surprisingly,
gosh.
collecting bananas. That's why I modeled that banana all those months ago. So we knew, okay, we want to be able to do these grapples, these like parkour, and you're kind of moving upwards vertically. And we were able to maintain those things, but do a complete pivot and turn it into a first-person shooter because we realized there's a lot more expression that you can do with when it comes to like the weapons and the traversal combinations and stuff when you have the intensity of the combat that Gunstoppable offers. But we still are kind of moving upwards as far as you're going from a prison, making your way through the city, up the space tower, and you can still have this verticality to the gameplay while maintaining that high intensity and that upgrade selection choice that is offered there. And I think that as far as like the market was concerned, like there's roguelike games are pretty hot right now, but there was kind of a gap in like as far as FPS roguelites. There are a few of them out there, but combining the roguelite FPS genre, which is kind of a little bit underserved, with the high speed momentum traversal that we were really going for, um, that's something that we found that we would be uniquely positioned to be able to achieve, and that's kind of why we went that route. And it's something that evolves over time. Of like we have some ideas, we have some pillars for this is what we want the game to be. We want it to be fast paced, be focused on all the traversal and movement, and eventually the details arise of what types of enemies are there, what types of options will you be wall running or sliding or dashing, and how those kinds of things combine together and the feel of it, that kind of comes over time as we play test it and as we iterate on the core concepts and ideas.
Yeah, yeah, that is so cool. That is so cool to just have it keep evolving because that's what I think game developing is all about too, is just having that evolution. That's so cool
Mm-hmm.
how it became from a climbing type game to now what it is now. That's incredible. Wow. Thank you for
Exactly.
sharing that. That's awesome. Um, what's your favorite game growing up? Did you have a favorite game? What did you like to play?
Ooh. Hmm. It always changes over time, I would say. One of my favorite games as a kid, which is very reminiscent of Gunstoppable, is Halo, actually.
Yes.
And I used to love playing that as a kid. I particularly loved the like intensity of like Master Chief as a character and the kind of problems that they would have to go through, but with total confidence that like no matter how intense it is, like they're completely confident they can achieve this impossible goal. So I really like to have that, even though the story is completely different in Gunstoppable. I like to have a protagonist that like can feel confident, and um, I think sometimes games always don't always like reflect how it is in the real world. I mean, you want to be a better version of yourself or like have a more interesting version of yourself in your video games often. So it kind of can feel empowering sometimes to have that confidence that maybe you don't necessarily have in the real world.
That's
So maybe
awesome.
it makes people more confident. So I like Halo a lot. I think more recently I really fell in love with the Zelda series.
Ooh.
Pretty much all the games are a huge inspiration for all my games. And none of my games feel like Zelda necessarily, but all of them you can probably look at certain aspects of it and be like, huh, that part feels like Zelda or looks like Zelda. So just because it's one of my big inspirations, and particularly in like the recent one, like Tears of the Kingdom, which is definitely one of my favorite games. The way that you can combine all these different systems together, whether it's like the cooking or building a weapon or building a machine, all their systems play so nicely together that it really lends itself to being very coherent, all the way from the combat, the art style, the cooking, the exploring. It all like really fits well together on every front, and the music and stuff too. So I really like games that are able to push forward on like all the different aspects that a game can be: the art, the music, the story, the gameplay, the everything, and have them all be coherent and delivered. Versus like, yeah, I know there's some games that are like, oh, the story is amazing, but the gameplay maybe not as much, or the gameplay feels so good, but there's like it's missing a story. And like for Gunstoppable and for our games, we really want to like push on all those different aspects to make a game that like really delivers.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I mean, so far It's looking really good. This is awesome,
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Um,
So yeah,
yeah, I didn't.
Halo, Zelda,
Yeah,
and like even games like Mario Kart or Fun Run, which is kind of like the mobile version of Mario Kart, are games that I love to play, and those kind of have some things in common. Like you pick up a question mark box and you get a mystery upgrade, and you have to decide how you can use that upgrade. Like it's these very high level design things that like if you're not a game developer, you'll probably be like these games are have nothing in common, but yeah, I was just saying that, like, if you look at Mario Kart and Gunstoppable, you'd be like, these games are completely different. There's nothing alike. But when you think like a game developer, you'll notice like, oh, Mario Kart has building momentum. You do drifts and tricks to kind of build that speed up over time. You get these random upgrades from the power-up boxes, and you have to decide what to do with them. Like you use the things that you're given and decide like, oh, how do I change? How does that change my play style? And similarly in Gunstoppable, you're building momentum with the tools you're given, and you get a random upgrade. Yeah, there's more choice and stuff involved in that, but ultimately it comes down to like how do I use these choices I'm given and these upgrades to change my playstyle or create the playstyle that I want and be able to succeed. So like I like to take inspiration from games that are very different from necessarily like I think if I took all my inspiration just from FPS games or FPS roguelike games, then it might be something that was a little too similar to things that have come before. Yeah, so if we take inspiration from like games that are not roguelite FPS games and more like Mario Kart and
right.
Halo and Zelda, like all these different genres, I think you can come up with something a little more creative and unique in that roguelite FPS space.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that that applies to a lot of parts of art, right? So like if you're like let's say a
Hmm.
photographer, maybe study and look at paintings and learn different forms that is similar but not exactly your form, so then you can bring it over to just raise the bar and the standard for your own self too. So that's really cool. That's awesome.
Definitely.
That's awesome. Yes, I love that. I
Yeah,
love.
I was listening to like I'm a musician as well, and I was listening to this one like metal band, Polyphia, and it's a metal band, so you'd expect okay they probably listen to like metal music and stuff like that. But one of their songs was actually inspired by like Taylor Swift, and it
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
and it wasn't even a song he liked. He was like, I hate Taylor Swift. I hated this song so much that it made me want to analyze what made me hate it, and like and diving into it is when he realized the parts that he did like and the reasons that he didn't like it, and that inspired him to create another song that used the parts he liked and changes the parts he didn't like, but it was a metal song, so it's like you never would have been able to tell that that was one of his inspirations.
Wow, wow. Yeah, that's great. I love it. I love it when art does that. Very cool.
Exactly.
Very cool. Um so I have a question about why or what had motivated you to get into you mentioned you play music. Do you're in a band or anything like that as well?
I've been in bands before. Currently, no, but I play in open mic performances in LA. So like I did one last night where it's kind of a group of like maybe 30 or 40 people at like a restaurant or something, and everyone takes turns playing a couple songs. So there's a lot of like other musicians there, and it helps me. Like I like to write my own music and express myself through that. So that's kind of like one of my creative outlets in addition to making video games.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. What I guess what kind of started you on like being like, okay, I want to make this is what I want to do. I know you mentioned being at previous studios working with some AAA studios, of course. Um what made you even get onto that path?
Yeah, as far as like game development or game development or both.
Yeah, just developing in general, like really pursuing that.
Yeah, I guess like cuz I started really young when I was like 8 years old, and I started learning guitar when I was maybe 7, and I was just interested in all the different like creative possibilities that came with technology. Like I was lucky enough that like my dad handed me down a laptop that I could use, and that's when I started like messing around with like PowerPoint, and I started making like PowerPoint animations and like choose your own adventure games like that like I don't even know if I would consider them games per se, but was getting there, and my dad got me this book called How to Make Flash Games for Dummies, and that got me started into game programming and being able to create games. Like first, I made like Pong and Space Invaders, recreating classic games, and then it turned into like, oh, now you can make like a stick figure walking around this world. And then I took that and made my first game, which was called Stick World RPG. It's still on Newgrounds from when I was 8 years old, and it has 11 pages of angry comments for people asking like why I wasted their time.
Oh my gosh.
Some comments took longer to write than my game probably did,
Oh no.
but I don't know. I just thought it was funny and motivating to see like so many people playing the game that I
Yeah.
made, and eventually I started making 3D games maybe in like middle school. Using Blender actually had a game engine back in the day, so I was using Blender game
Oh.
engine, and that's when I started making like I made like a co-op zombie survival shooter game, and like I made a game where it's like a plane. One person's a plane, one person's a car, and the car has to like escape from the plane. And so I like making like these little split screen games that I could like play with my friends and stuff like that. And I never really like when I was going to college, I was kind of deciding between like going to law or going into programming, computer science, and I chose computer science. And I was kind of always like thinking, oh, I love making games. I'll just keep making games on the side like I have been for my whole life, and um, I'll just do like some software engineering job to pay the bills and stuff like that. And eventually, Gabriel called me like I want to say junior year of college, and was like, remember Cage Studios and those games we used to make together? I just got this new thing called Unreal Engine, and it changes the game, and I think we should. This is the time. We should do that. And I was like, okay, great, let's do it. I'm down. And he roped me into it, and we worked on our first game, professional commercial game, Sale and Sacrifice. And I believe that working on that game was one of the big reasons why I got hired at Sony Santa Monica. And I had applied to maybe like 100 different game studios, and I got one interview, and I got most of the questions wrong in the interview, I thought. And I was like crying afterwards, thinking that like, oh, I lost my one chance at it, and all that. But it worked out, and it was just like kind of a dream come true to be able to like work with such a big team and like in the industry that I never knew existed until like I went to GDC for the first time in when I was like still in college, and seeing these like tens of thousands of game developers, everybody sharing their knowledge, working on all these different types of games, all these different types of skill sets. It was just so inspiring to see that like this is a real thing and a real profession, which I never really knew. Like I think nowadays people grow up more realizing that, oh, there's a game industry, there's game developers and stuff like that. But I never really saw game developers and all. I just kind of was like, oh, I like to make my own games, but there's kind of a gap between me making my own games and these big hundreds of people teams making these crazy big games. And that all started to like come together once I was working in that space. But eventually I just started missing like a little bit of like just being able to do everything, which like most people who make video games, they kind of like to specialize in something. They're like, oh, I like to do this, I like to make art, I like to do the programming. But I was kind of itching for something where I was able to do everything a little bit. Like I like making music, I like writing stories, I like making art, I like programming, I like designing. There's like some business aspects of like, oh, when are we going to launch the game, and like what does the market look like? There's some of that stuff, and there's just so many different skills that are involved in game development that not only is it fun for me to learn all these different skills and practice them, but also like each person who like has these different skills and meeting all these different types of people is like so rewarding, because like if it's like, oh, I'm a game developer, you're a game developer, we could be completely different types of people and have different perspectives on life, different skill sets, and it's just such a diverse industry to be in, and so creative, so technical, and so inspiring for so many people who get to play and experience those games. So the more I learned about the game industry, the more I loved it, and I never expected that it was going to be like my career when I was young. I never thought that was a possibility, but it just made perfect sense given like my history and what I had been doing my whole life, that I was able to fall into that.
Yay! Yay! That's awesome. Wow. I mean, Flash games were great back in the day, right? Like have those
Yeah.
games. I would play so much Flash games in the library, in the public library. Yeah, all those games were just yeah. I can only imagine.
Exactly.
Wow, wow. That is
Yeah, because
what
like I
an
would play all those
inspiration.
games, and my dad's like, you can make those games yourself, and it was the most accessible at the time way to create a game where they had this like engine that was like, oh, you just draw pictures and like MS Paint pictures, and you just put in some code and it like does a thing. And like that was just like as a kid, it was like completely mind blowing that like all these games I'd be playing on Flash games that are like so easy to you don't have to download anything or pay for anything. You just go online, play these games. Like the closest thing to that now is probably like mobile gaming and mobile market. But even still, it's
Oh,
like I miss that
yes.
instant like feedback of just scrolling through, clicking on something, and immediately playing it.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that was great, man. That brought me back.
Mhm.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Exactly.
We had a couple people to say hello here in the chat, so I want to make sure to
Hi.
acknowledge a couple
Hi, Doug.
people.
Doug. Want to say hi to people?
Yes. Hi, Doug. Doug. Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet
Hi,
everyone.
Dajul.
Welcome in.
Sherwood Extreme. Sherwood
Yay.
Extreme was our third person bullet time shooter, and that got a lot of players. We got 150,000 players in that, so a lot of people now know me from Sherwood Extreme, which is really cool.
That is so cool. Awesome. Awesome. I mean, speaking of Sherwood Extreme, we're going to be doing a giveaway later on that, you know, might be able to win yourself a copy of Sherwood Extreme. So make sure you follow the studio. Make sure to wishlist Gunstoppable on Steam. Check out the Discord. Check out the website. Check out the demo. It is out, and the demo will be limited. Is that correct, Solar? It will be a limited
Yes.
time. It will be this week. So
Yes.
make sure you guys play it. Give some feedback. This is why we have game developers here on our show be able to provide some feedback. So don't be shy. Feel free, ask your questions, give feedback. We'll be able to answer some questions for y'all. So yeah, those are coming in new. Welcome into the Playmakers and Shakers show. This is basically where we get a chance to interview game developers while playing their games, learn about a day in the life of a game developer, check out some behind the scene concepts, and learn about the creative and technical process. So if you guys are new, consider dropping a follow to the channel and make sure you follow the game developers and support indie devs. Let's go! Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome! Cool. Oh, thank you so much, Doug Doug. And just like Doug Doug, you can give a follow too. Cheers.
Was that like
Thank
a
you.
Kim Possible sound?
It's supposed to be Power Rangers.
Oh, Go Power
Yeah,
Rangers.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Love it.
Because
Love it.
like in Kim Possible, they have a similar thing that's like do
You're
do do
right.
do,
Yes, you're
and
right.
I feel like that might have subconsciously been one of the inspirations for the name Gunstoppable. Because there's like a
Kim
character in that game
Possible.
called Ron. There's Kim Possible and there's Ron Stoppable.
Ron-stoppable.
And I
Yes.
was
And the
like,
naked mole rat. Yes.
exactly.
Love
So maybe
it.
maybe that show contributed to this game.
Love it. Love it. Very cool. So I think we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next segment. We're gonna go and get into some gameplay. We're talking about it so much, y'all. Why don't we start playing? Let's start playing the game. All right. Wait. Sorry, that was not it. Great. Perfect. That was very quick load. It- that was really fast. Here is our title screen, y'all. Awesome. So here we go, y'all. Let me know if you can still hear Solar, so to make sure you guys can hear.
Hello.
And we're gonna
And you hear him?
I think we're gonna lower the music a little bit more. Question: will Gunstoppable have a DLC similar how there is new levels in Sherwood Extreme? Question from Doug Doug.
That is a good question. I think that we need to get closer to the release in order to start thinking about that thing. But it would be nice to have, you know, obviously the full experience in the game itself, in the base game. And if people are really liking it and craving more levels and content, then it's definitely something we would be open to.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, we want to
Awesome.
be able to support the game even after it comes out with like adding new upgrades, adding new levels, different game modes of like infinite modes or boss rushes and things like that. So a lot of that was going to come out before the full game releases, and a lot of it might come afterwards as well, depending on what people are craving.
Yes. So, well, I guess that makes sense. So there's a lot of audience feedback that you do put in consideration to evolving the game as well then.
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely take a community-driven approach to the games because as much as we can theory craft things that would make the game fun and perfect, at the end of the day, we do have a community that is playing the game, and we would be silly not to get their feedback and ask them what they want directly. So we take a little mix of both, of like surprising them with something that they might not know that they want, as well as taking into account, everybody wants to have this thing, and I think that would actually fit in well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's good to hear. All right. So the first thing I tend to like to do is I like to go into the settings. I think a lot of my friends and streamers, that's what they love to do is just get onto the settings. What would you say the best? I know this is gonna sound kind of odd, but what would you believe would be the best way to play this, with a controller or mouse and keyboard? I mean, I know FPS, right, but could be preference.
Yeah.
But what would you say for your game?
We definitely want to have both feeling great. I would say, guess I would lean towards mouse and keyboard personally, depending on what you're comfortable with. But both of them are set up. I think I would go with mouse and keyboard because not all of the menus right now support controller, so it might be a little smoother.
Okay. Doug says the sword is the meta weapon. I guess we'll get into it. We'll play and we'll see what the sword is all about, huh? I thought you meant like the
Some
sword
people
as a
might
controller.
challenge you there, but the sword as a controller.
Have you seen
That'd
that
be
where there's players that use like potatoes or like different type of controllers to play
I've
their
seen
games?
people use DDR pads to play Elden
Yes.
Ring. I've seen people put on these neural interfaces where they like think about things and like they don't even have a controller. That is crazy.
That's so crazy. That's the meta right there, Doug.
Yeah. Just play with your brain.
Right. Let me go back in. The game is, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get it. I want to say right now is awesome but then that would be biased of me because I had got a chance to play it in person a little bit. Actually kind of curious, what's the difference between what we're gonna be expecting today versus what I played at the Mix event?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just in the past month, less than a month since we were at the Mix Showcase, we did do a lot of changes. There's some minor things of improving the graphics, improving the optimizing the game, but the big changes would be we improved the UI quite a bit, and we made the interesting mechanic of the faster you move, the more damage you deal. You're gonna notice the speedometer in the bottom right that actually shows you how fast you're going and increases your damage up to 250%. Your normal damage. So that is a mechanic that we didn't have at the Mix Showcase, that we were kind of trying to piece together what is that mechanic of speed that will make this game unique that we really want to have, and we finally figured it out, which is that speedometer of damage scaling. So that definitely changes the way that you play the game, where you'll want to be like getting these bursts of speed and dishing out all the damage while you're moving at top speed in order to get the max value.
Okay, very cool, awesome. I can't wait to do that. I love speed. Run around with in Borderlands with my character as fast as she can go. This makes a sword a very powerful weapon, as Doug say. Okay, all right, I see. High score. There's a high score. Oh, this is my high score, right? Probably. Possibly. Okay. I guess we'll get into more upgrades and things as we get into the game a little more, and we can go back to the title page and kind of review what we were looking at too as well. Those again that
That's
are
the
coming
roguelike
in.
aspect.
Oh, right. The upgrades having to have permanent skills
Yep.
throughout.
Mhm.
Cool. Y'all, make sure to check out and wishlist Gunstoppable. Those that are coming in new, welcome in. We are interviewing Salaar from Cage Studio. Let's go. And we're playing Gunstoppable. So let's go ahead and get it started here. Let's see. Tesla brain chip. The brain chip to play. Oh. There you go. Here we are. Escape the prison. Prison escape. Okay. Go to the space tower. Find a vehicle. This is so cool. Neon light. Love it.
This kind of starts you off in the demo right after the prologue, which would be breaking out of the prison that you start out in.
Okay.
So that was kind of alluding to the fact that you just had broken out of the prison and now trying to get to the space tower.
Oh, that's shooting. No! And it's all...
Get refamiliarizing with the controls.
Right? Boom!
Nice.
Reaper mode? This mode here actually kind of reminds me of Red Dead Redemption a little bit.
Ooh. Yeah, that actually was the inspiration for that. Like, it used to be even more of a Deadeye mode where it would kind of freeze you and you mark them and then you end the mode and then you can shoot them. But because of the nature of, like, we want it to be fast-paced, like, first-person shooter, we actually changed it a little bit and innovated where you can actually move around. You'll feel the time being slowed, but you can still move around and maintain your momentum. And you can see the bullets actually going in the air, but they don't do the damage until afterwards. So you can see your projectiles going part of the way and freezing, and then after you end the Reaper mode, you'll see all the bullets flying out at once and destroying all the enemies in one moment. It feels so satisfying when you get that combo and tag everybody up and then see them all blowing up.
Right? Yes, definitely. That's so cool. Whee! The city is very cool. Music.
That's where I grew up. I modeled it after my hometown in the year 2268.
Right? Wee! When did the city turn to ruins? You don't remember? Here's what I'll never forget. Machines murdered my family! Under fireplace for crash landing! Wee! Okay. Look at my ship. The colors are so cool. It does very much reminisce of Borderlands of the cell shading for sure. I love that.
Yeah.
Corporate entity kind of thing.
Upgrade.
Ooh, banana. Katana. Banana blade. Spinning boomerang roots. We were talking about so much about that banana. I feel like I need the banana. The banana blade. Oh. No. Oh, I like that flip. The flip to reload.
Yep. That's a new one as well. So when you reload, you can do a little spin on your gun. That's some
That is
flair.
so cool. All right.
Nice. Yeah, and the controls are like a left click shoots your left gun, right click shoots your right gun. So
Okay.
it ends up feeling like pretty intuitive once you like get your hands on it. Because like typically games might use like right click to aim for like where
Right.
you have a single weapon, but because you're dual wielding,
Right.
you want to be able to use each of the weapons.
And there's so many enemies. I mean, you really need to aim down sight with that many enemies. Really.
You'll probably
Right.
hit something or another, right?
Yeah. So bullet time. Is there a favorite skill that you like the most?
I think it all kind of depends on what build you're going for, and this is where you need to like. This is the first modifier attachment that you get right after you get your second weapon, and you want to start thinking about like, do I like bullet time and damage radius? That seems like it would allow you to kind of get more control of the situation, slow things down a little bit, and the damage radius makes it easier to aim because you can miss a little bit and still sometimes hit them. Whereas a chamber shot is better for doing more damage. You got ammo and critical hit with full ammo, so you'll just be able to do more damage that way. And then Speed Demon is like if you're really getting those chain reactions of like moving super fast, dishing out all your damage in these bursts. That plus an attack speed boost will give you like that burst damage. So it's like, do you want to go for precision, burst damage, or like be a bit more casual and have that damage radius bullet time to give you some more wiggle room?
Okay. I like chaos.
There you go.
I think chaos would be fun. Alex says, love how the enemies just fly after you kill them. It's the ragdoll physics there. Love it.
yeah, exactly. And then you'll want to click on the square. So you see how there's like an arrow in the top left of that upgrade. So it's going to modify whichever weapon is in the top left of that.
Okay, so you can put it wherever you want, but if you stack them closer, then it touches all of them, so it'll stack as opposed to like putting it like, let's say, down there, right?
Kind of. Actually, that spot you have it hovered right now is probably the best spot to put it right now, because it'll only affect the sides that it has the arrows on them for that upgrade. So that one has one in the top left, so if you put it on the bottom right of the gun, it'll affect your space pistol.
I see. Okay, so these are the arrows here.
Yep.
Okay, I see.
And eventually you can get upgrades with more and more arrows on them. Like legendary upgrades have arrows on all sides, and that's when you can put them in between your other weapons, and it'll affect all your weapons at once.
Oh, okay.
So the upgrades really stack that way as you get further along.
Yes, definitely. Doug says, I like the futuristic vibe. Sames. Sames. Alex says, this
we
game
went straight
has
from the past to the future.
Yes, past to future. Love that the game has builds. Like it already.
Nice. Yeah, we want to be able to have people express their creativity with these builds and have different playstyles depending on what they're going for. And every run you can kind of go for a different playstyle, see what works. I know Doug really likes that katana, but I've heard people who really like the rocket launcher or the shotgun. I personally think the shotgun is very underrated if you get the right build for it, but I don't want to spoil it.
I mean, shotguns are fun, especially when you have like that many people after you.
Exactly.
What?
I can see the chaos on your face.
Let's go over here. There we go.
Yeah, the rail grind.
Bye.
Oh, there's another upgrade over there.
Oh, there is. Oh no. Grapple.
We like to place those vents there to launch you in the air. Oh, these are some good upgrades. You got purple ones.
Ooh.
So now you can see the arrows on all the sorts of different sides.
And this is RNG, right? Whenever it comes.
Yep.
Awesome. Oh, you can
so you get a rocket launcher.
Interesting.
You get on hit. That's like life steal.
5 steals, huh? The rocket launcher. Let's do it.
Pretty strong one.
Pretty strong.
You can move around your upgrades at any time as well if you wanted to change things up.
I like that it kind of previews what it is that it's attached to. Kind of have an understanding of where it's. That's cool.
Yep.
Okay. I feel like here is good.
Sure.
Let's do it. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
moving, keep moving. Oh, nice.
Oh no! Oh!
The chaos.
Love it. Love the chaos. The music. Can you tell us a little bit about the music? Did you write it, or were you involved with the music?
Yeah, we wanted to find music that was sci-fi but also fast-paced enough that you can kind of get that feeling of intensity that matches the game. So we found this one online, and we thought that it kind of hit those boxes. And as we get further along, we definitely want to continue to iterate on the soundtrack and see what we can come up with as far as getting music that feels like you're doing the most intense thing and saving the planet, but also like has that sci-fi vibe that brings you into the world and makes you feel immersed.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I like it. It's really cool. Deck says tip katana does a lot more damage than guns close range. you're really 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 into
Katana
like katana.
right
Yeah,
there.
katana fan. I love it. I love it. I love it. Advocating for the katana.
I would get one of those life on hit ones. I think that might help you stay
Okay.
alive.
Shooting time, slow time on shoot. Let's do it. Attack launch uses you backward and give you back health, right? You were saying?
Both of them will give you health, yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
That's a good spot right there. It'll
Yeah,
affect all three of your weapons.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Oh.
There you go. Now you're starting to heal.
I like that it's like sparking.
Yeah, that's something we added recently as well. And those little visual flavors.
I love it. Oh no!
It's crazy. Sometimes you forget like all the things that you add. Like from the time of the mix showcase, like 4 weeks ago, we have like
Right.
probably hundreds of things that we've added, and like some of them are small, some of them are bigger, and like it's hard to remember everything.
Right. No, that's awesome. And it's a little detail sometimes, right? Where yeah, you don't know what people would notice versus what you notice too as well.
Exactly. If I've seen it for too long, I might get used to it.
All right. Here we
I
go,
renamed
go.
that boss Johnny Jetpack. I really like the name Johnny Jetpack for some reason.
Great. What a name. Johnny Jetpack. Very Borderlands of you. I love it. We got, I think the villain of Borderlands is called Handsome Jack, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of has that vibe. Johnny Jetpack.
Yeah, you can go to the next level as well. The door has opened. It's the yellow icon.
All right.
Like, we'll just keep coming.
Whee! All right. Oh wait, I see something there.
You could get an upgrade. Yeah, that's another upgrade. That's gonna help you.
Not sure I was supposed to do that, but I made it.
Yeah, of course.
Just jumped right
All
on it.
planned.
Critical hits with full ammo, precision handgun, increase attack speed by movement.
The elemental aspect also changes things a little bit because you can see like there's like fire, ice, and lightning, which are the elements that are surrounding it.
Okay.
And if you're able to get 6 of an element for a specific weapon, then it gets you a custom bonus for that weapon, a unique bonus.
Okay. What's the weapons? Okay, so Interesting. Right now we have 2 of the same, but we have 3 of this. Two more of the same here too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get. I'm not sure what is a good spot. Maybe over here. Maybe. Or would there be?
I like to
good
make it a
spot?
little puzzle.
Kind of cool. Makes you think about it for sure. Let's do it. Okay.
There you go. And then yeah, you can get to the space tower.
Space tower attack. Oh no.
Nice.
Juno, space tower is dangerous. Nothing I can do is about being careful. All right. Precision, permanent boost. Oh, so I can have range damage, instant boost. I like the health aspect. I always like to make sure my health is taken care of first. Oh, you could purchase multiple. Oh, okay. So 20 for each. Okay. Got it.
Yep. That's where you gotta collect those bolts from killing the enemies.
Got you. That makes sense. Nice. Very
We have some
cool.
interesting plans for that too, for that menu, where we actually want to introduce different items and 3 different item slots that you can equip. So that way, there might be a. Oh wait, there's an enemy behind you.
Oh. Yes, there is. Let me just.
But with different item types, that would give you the option to like be like, oh, you can upgrade. Oh, you might have like a max health thing, you know, a basic upgrade. Oh, you can go from 5%, and then by taking damage or dealing damage, you can upgrade that item to 25% or 50%. Like different quests for that item. But then you could also have something even crazier like a gravity boots or something, and by getting more airtime you can upgrade your gravity boots from like 80% gravity to 60% gravity to 40% gravity and be like flying around even more. So we really want to introduce these items that can change the game even further and give those layers where it can, even when you're not playing the game, you might be imagining like, oh, I remember I got those gravity boots. What if I combine them with my grapple upgrade where I can reset my grapple on kills, and then like you start to mix and match these items and create those meta builds that way in addition to the items and upgrades that you're getting.
Yeah, next thing you know, they're flying. They're just not even touching the ground. They're just flying in the air. That's so cool. That is so cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, to see all what people, the creativity of that. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Definitely. Debuff applied. Okay, so there's
those challenges are what's gonna get you they get you those purple orb rewards, challenge cores, and that's what's gonna get you be able to unlock these upgrades permanently. Like, oh, you really like that rocket launcher? You can buy it, so the next time you play, you start your run with that rocket launcher. It'll give you a head start as you continue to play. So right now you started with just your pistol, but eventually you can start with a combination of 4 really good upgrades and start with a stronger foot. That'll help you progress later into the game.
That makes sense. I love that. I love that. It says choose reward. Last blast, deal more damage, lower health, increase attackment speed by moving fast, attack speed, slow time while shooting. I would like to just a little bit faster.
You can also re-roll if it doesn't fit in your grid, or because it's only a green upgrade, so you could potentially get something better by re-rolling.
Ooh, how many rerolls do you get?
You only get 1 every time you choose a reward.
Okay, let's do it. Hey,
oh, there you go. You got a legendary weapon.
Let's go. Okay, so the 2.
It's all scripted. It's all scripted.
Exactly. Exactly. Streamer luck. Okay, let's see what this katana is all about. I know Doug wanted the katana. Look, do say also
Doug really dug the katana.
do for Doug. I'll do it for Doug. All right, let's see. What's a good place to put the katana? Right here?
Sure.
Would that be a good spot? Let's see. It's like it touches everything around it. Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Oh my goodness. All right. For Doug. Oh.
Right when you got the katana. Let's see if you can afford it. You might be able to afford to buy the katana.
Let's see. All right. This is cool. So they have run stats. So what made you choose these particular stats?
Oh, I think it's a mix of like your collection, the things that you've collected, your cores collected, your bolts collected, but then also as far as like your progress goes, like enemies destroyed, it kind of helps you realize like, oh, how many people did I take down, which changes based on like how long did you stay in the survival mode, how far did you reach, and stuff. And then like damage dealt, he helps you see like what is your build, how effective was your build, and then your total score, which is kind of like a mix of those two elements. And then your stage reached, I think, that's the one at the top. That's your most important one. That like it's kind of, I would say that's the one that's like kind of like your highest point that you've reached. So stage 8 is pretty good. Especially when you didn't start with any permanent upgrades. You already made it to the space tower.
Yeah, that's so cool. Gucci katana is too expensive, I bet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
21
The
versus
Gucci katana.
the Gucci katana. That is so funny.
So you could get the bullet time with life on a hit, I think. That one seems pretty good.
Bullet time.
That way you can get some life steal on any of your weapons and help you stay alive.
Stay alive. All right, let's do it. All right, we got this.
Nice. Oh yeah, get those bolts.
Yes. Gotta get the bolts. Wow.
I really like the vehicle ride that kind of like gives you a moment to appreciate the city until you come crashing down.
Yes, yes, definitely. Love it. All right, here we go. All right. Katana, a spinning boomerang fruit. Should we go for the katana? I'll do it for Doug. Here we go. Here we go. This looks like an ultra kill Halo. All of the vapor waves and Crit Monitor had a fight fist, and this came out of it.
That is pretty accurate, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of our inspirations right there.
Love it.
And we caught them in the middle of the fist fight, and was like, that's our game now. Yep, using that Reaper mode effectively.
Yeah!
Thinning the herd.
Right? Wait, who's technically won the fight?
Who technically won the fight? QC says Vaporwave won. I feel like it depends on your playstyle. You can see, you can decide who wins.
Right, there you go. Good answer. Oh, okay. I see this sword. I see.
Or maybe they all became friends. And they all won together.
There you go. Vaporwave. Alright, where are we? Nice. Okay, bullet time.
Or we can reroll.
Okay. Right. Yes, reroll.
Right.
Let's do it.
Alright. Okay.
Okay. Deal more damage based on bolts. I kind of like that. Like that.
You haven't tried the ice build either yet. So
Yeah.
that could be good.
Let's try it.
And just position it so that it is affecting one of the weapons.
You said you can move it?
Yep.
Right? Okay,
Exactly.
let's see. Let's make it so it hits in maybe. Should we do the gun or should we do the katana, y'all? I think let's do the gun.
Yeah, you might want to move your katana so that's affected by the bullet time though, because right now I think it's missing.
Oh.
You can see the fire gets like kind of brighter on that side. There you go.
Yes, the indication. That's cool. Volt said, I mean, considering the dashes, you can just ramp up to straight up ultra kill. All you need is, what are those ultra kids on these days?
The ultra kids. I like that. Ultra kid. I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, the intensity is definitely there. Ultra Kill, like, is one of the games that inspired us as far as, like, the intensity of the, like, situations. Like, getting surrounded and moving at, like, really fast to try to dash around. Ultra Kill had that interesting combo meter, which... Our combo meter was something that we had, like, tackled with for a long time. And we at first tried what Ultra Kill did, which is, like, as you stay in the air, the longer you stay in the air, the more combo damage you do. But... we felt that, like, while it does encourage you to go faster, the staying in the air, it doesn't explicitly mean go faster, do more damage, which is kind of what we were going for. So once we did that combo bar that's just the speedometer of, like, the faster you go, the more damage you do, that's when you started getting these bursts of damage where you can chain together, like, and there's a lot of, like, ultra kill type tech that you can do. You can do slide canceling to build your momentum, or you can do sliding and jumping, and you can slide downwards onto a rail to keep your velocity on the railing and do tons of damage while you're on it. You can even parry bullets with your katana, and if you have a rocket launcher or a banana blade or something, you can parry your own bullets, which is something that I also took inspiration from Ultra Kill, where if you parry your own bullets, they're going to go faster and deal more damage. So that's something, an interesting little quirk where all the systems, like, play together, which is one of my favorite things for gaming, is just, like, all the different elements, like, piecing together and playing nicely together to have these things that you never knew were possible until they just happen to occur, and then you're like, oh, now I got to do that every time.
Right. Just domino effects.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 game immediately for the neat handling. Definitely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the movement and like, feeling like a racing game almost, even though you're just one person. That's definitely what we were going for. You want to feel like you're moving super fast and chaotic, but at the same time feel like you're in control and feel like a badass for the way that you're able to move and zip around.
Definitely.
Now you're using the real weapons. Dog with the katana.
Let's see. I mean, we could re-roll. Yay!
Okay,
Katana.
okay.
Wait, so you can... I saw the... Okay. Replace... So if you have a katana here and there's another katana here, are you able to...
You can get a second katana.
Oh,
You won't be using both the katanas, but what it'll do is like the stats that you have on it, like that katana has life on hit, and the new one has ammo, I think.
yeah,
So
bullet.
those effects are gonna stack, and because you see you have that like bullet time thing that's like chaining around it, the bullet time can affect both of your katana slots, which will give you double the effect. So you'll have the double bullet time and double life on hit from the bullet time. So by having multiple of the same weapon, it allows you to like add these extra synergies and multiply your synergies together. So it's a combination of like, do I want to have more weapons and give me more like variety, and like in your Reaper mode you can unload all of your weapons at once, or do you want to have more of the same weapon and enhance them to make them stronger and stronger?
Yes, all of it. But yes, I do like the guns or the weapons to get them stronger and stronger. I do like that. I just loving the cool design aspect of it. Sorry about this though. I gotta do my civic duty. I would try my best to find the equivalent of lobotomy in this game because it seems so lovely.
Thank you so much. Yeah, good luck. Getting to the point where you're able to unlock and uncover all the different potentials, because there are a lot of different combinations that you can achieve. And you can play the demo right now, by the way. It's called Gunstoppable, if you wanted to check it out on Steam.
Yes,
We
everybody.
just launched the demo.
Please, if you get a chance, if you haven't already, make sure to follow Cage Studios, wishlist the game, give some feedback, write a review if y'all like, and yeah, make sure to follow. Heck yes, please, please. It's not every day you get a game developer to come through to talk about it. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feedback, it is very important. That's what they're there for, and that's what we're here for too as well. So I encourage all the feedbacks and questions.
I am making this game for you guys, so if there's something you want to see, let me know. But I also have plenty of cool ideas for you that I am, some of which I'm willing to share, and some of them I'll keep a little bit of a surprise for you. Some little things before launch to keep you interested.
All right, so if I put my katana here, would that also affect the bullet time here as well?
You could keep it underneath the other katana. Yeah, like right there. Then you can get the effect of the bullet time.
Oh, okay.
The double effect, rather.
Oh. Yeah. Oh no, ow!
That's one of my favorite things in gaming. It's like when you get like take damage in a game and you're like, ow! It physically pains me.
It does. Oh no. No, get away.
That life on hit is helping you a lot though with that katana. You're healing a lot every time you hit someone.
Yay!
So that's where those synergies come in, where you got two katanas both affected by the life on hit, and it just multiplies your damage. Or your healing, rather.
There.
Biggest counterpoint for all of this is gun.
His gun. Okay, let's reroll. Let's see what we get.
It's not called katana stoppable, is it? But yeah, here we are.
Blast, do more damage. Since we're talking about ice, maybe we can do some ice stuff.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's see.
You could put this one in the bottom left corner.
Oh, yes.
And then you can get ice on both of your katanas. Or extra ice on both.
Yes. Let's do it. Oh, they died so quick on that.
Now your power is unstoppable. Gunstoppable, if you will.
Unstoppable. Wait a minute. gotta look for some health, but thank you for the health there, y'all.
We particularly made that like statue thing, sculpture in the middle, so you can actually slide under it and inside it. To I kind of like the way that you can do that.
That is great.
And you can like slide under there. You know?
Quick question: have you ever developed development funnies like damage just rounding straight up into orbit?
I missed the punchline. I'm in the ad biz. Quick question: have you had any development funnies like damage just rounding straight up into orbit? Oh, let me think. I've definitely had some things. I think when it comes to movement, those are my favorite like bugs and stuff during development, where like I'll grapple onto somebody and instead of like jumping to them, I'll just go like flying off into space or something like that, and like those are like always the funniest bugs to like launch yourself. And you can do the same thing with like the rocket recoil, where you like blast and like launch yourself backwards, and you can like go flying in the sky like a jetpack. So I like those, and then damage just rounding straight up into orbit. I mean, I have created builds that allow me to do insane damage numbers, but those are intentional. I would say those are intentional. You have to earn those builds, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fire damage, a lot more fire here. Electricity.
I think animation issues can be pretty funny too, when like when there was like a bug with the ragdolls where like all their limbs will just be like flailing all over the place. That can be kind of funny sometimes.
That is.
And we're like, oh, and then those kind of bugs can be like, oh, maybe you can put a little bit of that into the actual game too.
Right. Let's do bullet.
Yep. Get some damage radius on your pistol.
Yeah.
Get some more explosions going on.
Right.
Uh-oh.
I may not have been looking at chat, but it's okay. Ah!
Hand animations go brrr, brrr. Damage is tricky because I've seen it go so wrong it ends up being, hey, we're using scientific notation, we don't know where the math went. Yeah, exactly. The damage like calculations, it's always like, okay, I think if I combine these it should work, and then like you never know what you're gonna get sometimes. It's like it's a mix of like you know what you're gonna get but you also don't. Because like, you know, you'll have these explosions, you'll have the enemies catching on fire when you have the fire effects, and then like you'll just see the damage start to multiply together. But the enemies are getting stronger too.
Bro.
Hey guys, we kind of lost the momentum calculation. We're turning off down for a minute.
No!
just get faster and faster. And boss man, we rounded the 3 like you asked. We are now at 8 trillion somehow. Yep, exactly.
All the damage.
That's exactly what got me fired. No. I like to be like, my boss can be real strict sometimes, even though it's just myself. Like, boss is so hard on me today. I just looked in the mirror and I knew.
Can you do fire and ice?
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, you read that Robert Frost poem? Like, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice.
Yes.
Why not both? As the ice will like slow them down and eventually freeze them when you fill up their meter. And the fire will make them take damage over time, and eventually they'll explode if you fill up the meter.
Okay.
So they'll have like these effects that do like an overtime tick, but then also if you fill up the meter, it'll do a special bonus. Nice.
Nice.
Back to Space Tower.
You
might...
Sorry, go ahead.
You might want to get one of those permanent boosts. the range damage or the max health. 'Cause you have a lot of life on hit, so you can just heal back up in the game.
Okay, so maybe a range damage then. Solar is a
Finances are
full
so-
game dev. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just reading the chat as well. So it says finances are so difficult. How were you supposed to know the negatives did not mean bigger number equals good? Yep, finance and math and it's all like what Bob Ross would say, happy little accidents that result in your overpowered builds.
Right? Yeah. I think that's how I tend to play too. Like, instead of doing a lot more farming, I just like RNG, you know, whatever gun they want to give me, I will take it and let's just punch that gun.
And the highlighted message was, as heavy weapons guy has said, I have yet to see man outsmart bullet. Exactly. I like how you spelled bullet.
Bullet.
And then Doug said, Salaar, is the full game development option on your website a new thing you guys are doing? Yeah, actually, we have been like kind of developing games for other people as well to, you know, pay the bills as we work on our own games. So that's something on our website that is like we're offering as a service for other people. And we were able to make some games for some people that I can talk about at some point.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully in the near future.
Yeah. That's so cool. Awesome. I did not know that.
And
Okay.
happy. Yeah. So we offer that as like a service because like, you know, we're pretty experienced developers. So there's some people who have itching to create their dream games, and that's what we can help with as well.
Well, that's amazing. That's a great service to have.
And then happy little, you have insta kill enabled. We actually do have like special cheat codes that only developers can use, and one of them is insta kill mode. I like to use that one and just feel like every build is really overpowered. Just go for pure explosion radius and turn on insta-kill mode, and then you just shoot one rocket launcher, pull it in the middle of the map, and it'll blow up everybody.
Oh my god, that's funny. Better be good, I come so far.
Alright, let's see.
Ooh. More katanas. Kind of want to reroll. Let's see. I want to get into the game dev someday, but I slipped into the Python pipeline, so that's gonna take a minute or two. However, I'm trying to learn how to mod, so I guess close enough? Question mark from Volt.
Yeah, let me take a look at that.
Doing Python, using Python, huh?
I do actually know a lot of people who start game development by doing mods, and that definitely seems like an interesting way to get into game development.
Yeah.
And I have not personally made a mod, but I know that a lot of those things, like, they help you kind of break down the nuts and bolts inside of the game and figure out how that works. So that's a really cool thing, way to get started. What game have you been trying to? Oh, with Minecraft. Okay, yeah. So the game is Minecraft, so there goes the Java pipeline too. Yeah.
That makes sense. I work with,
Helps
do you guys
learn
work
that.
with Lua? That's another type. That's when I, yeah, Lua scripts.
I have worked in Lua before, but not for this game. This game we're strictly using Unreal Engine, which involves Blueprints, which is their visual scripting language, and C++, which is a pretty standard language for game development. I would say most modern games these days are made using C++, in combination with some other scripting language usually. Like, it could be Lua or Python or C# or something else, but C++ is usually pretty common. You miss your bananas too much?
I do. I need bananas. You know, the potassium.
Gotta get that potassium.
Yeah.
If you want to go the banana route, you might want to swap your pistol out and put the banana in the slot for where the pistol is. That way you can get all those bonuses on your banana right away.
True.
Or for your katana, either way.
Right.
Boom.
Oh, here's a fun one. Would you object to having a community poke around with Gunstoppable? Definitely. I think it's feel free to wishlist it on Steam.
Yeah.
Give reviews. I know Salaar has no problem with answering your questions, so if you have any questions or anything like that.
Yeah, I think that they were actually referring to like mods and stuff like that. I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
But
Like
yeah,
adding
Unreal
mods to your
modding.
game?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I believe it is possible. Unreal modding does tend to be a little bit more difficult. I haven't personally done it myself again, and like our last game, Sherwood Extreme, has had mods for it that I still don't really know how people have been able to pull off. Like they did like a VR mod. They actually made a VR mode for Gunstoppable already too.
Oh,
so I've seen
wow.
people play Gunstoppable in VR, even though we did not make it for VR, but somehow it happens. So, I think that it is possible. There's probably some online tutorials to figure it out. Hey guys, did you know if you eat 4 billion bananas, radiation kills you?
What?
I'm pretty sure I've eaten 5 billion yesterday, but I lost count. So maybe it was only 4 billion, or 3 billion. No, I meant modding it or the full release, don't worry. Yeah. So, I think mods are always possible for games. I see like no matter what game it is, people come up with mods and do crazy things with it. So I imagine once the game comes out, there are going to be mods. But if you want to get your hands on the demo and try to figure out how to mod it, be my guest. I mean, I would be intrigued, and I would love to share any mods that you could create. Something Jurassic Park modding finds a way. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that like life finds a way or something like that?
Right. Potassium. Yes.
That's funny because we actually worked on a dinosaur game as one of our services last year.
Oh.
It's like close to home. Not uranium, it's potassium. yeah, potassium powered, radioactive potassium. The radiation thing is Russian badger meme, so I guess not many know the meme. I actually didn't know the meme.
Okay.
I guess the radiation would kill you. Exactly. It'll turn it into a banana black hole. Wonder if we should add a black hole to our game.
In space, a black hole level. Is there I won't say is there a favorite level you like, but it's in multiple modes, right? So you have currently in the demo the space tower, right? As a mode, and then where you get left off in basically the tutorial in a sense after escaping from that prison. Is that correct?
Right.
For the demo?
Right, so you have like the survival mode, which is both modes are actually technically infinite because you can stay in the survival area forever. The enemies will just keep coming at you and continue to get upgrades, and the enemies will continue to get harder. And then the space tower level, it also is infinite. So we have a story that goes up to the 6th floor. And that's where it kind of gives you like, oh, demo completed type thing. But after you complete the demo on the 6th floor, completing that mission, you can still infinitely go up this tower. So we liked having these like 2 different modes of like the survival arena type thing where the enemies will keep coming at you and you kind of keep moving around that space. And then the like tower climbing mode where you want to like be moving upwards constantly. So,
okay.
and the other levels that we'll plan to have will be kind of variations on those game modes, with like a little bit of twists, as far as like the survival and climbing the towers, but with a little twist. So I don't want to spoil it for now, but I as far as like which of the modes I like better, it depends because I like the kind of finite goal of like having to clear the room. that the space tower offers, and like how fast can you clear the room and that kind of thing. It like it's this challenge. But whereas the survival mode, you can get into a little bit more of like a flow of like, oh, you found out like if I go on this railing and go onto this boost and then that, I can get this crazy speed and it'll multiply my damage. So you can kind of like predict these different routes that you get in the survival mode and kind of get these like circuits almost like you're running laps while you're like killing the enemies once you like figure out the ideal motions to do. So I think they kind of offer different play styles because of the different gameplay, and
Where's the shotgun?
yeah, so I like both of them. Oh, there's a shotgun.
Legendary shotgun. I want to try that out.
Sure. And you might want to put it next to either like ammo, attack speed, damage radius, like one of those things if you have any of that. There's an ammo one.
There's an ammo.
Put it next. There's a damage radius. Yeah, you could get ammo and damage radius. That's where the shotgun starts getting really OP.
Okay, let's
so if you
see.
if you put it where that if you move that green katana and put your shotgun there, that'll get you something very, very strong.
Okay, let me switch that to that. Let's get this. Oh, out of the way. This.
Yep.
Put it there.
Yep.
Why not? All right.
And equip it. Equip it.
There it is.
Oh yeah, there you go. So it shoots like this like cluster bomb type thing of like all like a spray of bullets, and that's the shotgun's thing is that you'll have what does it say, like five bullets right now, but instead of shooting them one at a time, it shoots all your bullets at the same time. So if you have like an ammo attachment to it, which you just added, it'll expand your clip from 2 to 5, and then you put the explosion radius on it, and all those 5 bullets are going to create their own little explosions. So I really like the ammo plus damage radius on the shotgun because of like that crazy
That
like
is amazing.
cluster bomb thing that creates. Oh, I missed a message. So call it the BHOFOG, Black Hole F gun. Yes, the name is spicy, but but Doom set a precedent and glory to be the BFG. Yeah. Glory be to the BFG. Yeah, BO. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, there are things we want to do with black holes and nukes, because I think I once saw this idea of parrying nukes, and like what would happen if you actually parried a nuke, and not just the missile itself, but like after the nuke explodes and you like parry the mushroom cloud. It's just so ridiculous that it's almost just works. Then put the shoddy where the green katana is. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah. Wait, is this fire, ice, storm, triad of elements? Yeah, exactly. Like you're the Avatar. Yeah, have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? It's like you can be the Avatar and master all the elements.
Right.
So they all have like their different unique bonuses, like fire causing like burning and explosions, ice slowing and freezing, and storm doing lightning chain reactions and lightning strikes. I love shotguns because it's just like this entire direction takes damage now. Yeah, exactly. So you just like aim, especially like from the top, you could do like a drop shot on them and just like shoot, blowing everything up at once. Antimatter rifle, yeah, that would be cool. You're on the black hole chain. So I don't know you, Mr. Game Dev, but you were legally required to give us the ability to parry a nuke. You beat that source beam from the robot.
Whack
name.
somebody.
I need to see that meme, but yeah, I mean, parrying the nuke is just, that's my dream. I definitely want to include that. If there's any game that I can include parrying a nuke, it would be this one.
That's funny. Harvesting bolts, more bolts. I mean,
yeah, the bottom right seems decent.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You beat Speak that source name from the robot game. Parry this, you filthy casual. I'm ranked casual. You want to watch this?
Oh my gosh. It's like I've been playing that new game Claire Obscure Expedition 33 and like figuring
Yes.
out their like parry mechanics, but like I don't know, like I'm making this intense action game and I'm still not good enough to parry most of the attacks of those enemies. I'm like, no.
I feel like I'm like that too with parrying.
At least you can see the projectiles coming from a mile away when it comes to the
What am I missing? Okay. Up there. Oh, I don't want to block entrance. Oh, ow.
That's the trade-off that you're starting to see now. Like as you get later into the game, you start to see your builds really come to life. Where like I've noticed you're getting low health, but because you have so much life on hit, you can like heal back up. But then the problem with that is that you weren't going like the damage, like the crit damage or base damage builds as much. So now it's just taking you a lot longer to kill the enemies, you know?
Yeah.
That's the trade-off. Whereas if you went like a full damage build, it could be easier to like just one shot at all the enemies, but then you can also get one shot yourself.
Right. You know? Trade-off.
And you start to see that as you get later, the enemies get stronger.
I love that.
Nice, nice.
Earth needs parrying update. I want parrying fall damage. Congratulations.
Earth needs a parrying update. I want
to.
the game curse of Sponge Enemy. Well, SpongeBob is probably my favorite TV show, and SpongeBob is arguably the master of the parry mechanic, because if you've seen the episode where he fights with the bully and the bully keeps punching and it bounces off SpongeBob, like SpongeBob is the master parry artist. Imagine you could parry in real life though, just like random damages.
Oh
that would
my
be pretty funny.
god.
Parrying fall damage, it's just so ridiculous that it almost works. I don't think you could slot that one in anywhere.
Yeah.
You might want to. Did you re-roll already?
Yeah, I did.
Oh. So you could get the ice pistol, or you could place the launch cannon.
Yeah.
Force launch.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do the force launch. Out of curiosity. I like it. So if you scroll up is your right weapon, you scroll down is your left weapon to switch.
Exactly. Oh, you did some parrying there. I see you. Oh no!
Oh my god, that was a lot of enemies behind me.
Oh, look at that. You got new bests on every category.
Let's go!
That is a skilled gamer behavior right there.
I'm a gamer now. Awesome. Hi, Nathan.
Rhea, what's up?
How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in.
What is up, Nathan?
What is up? Welcome in, everyone. Those are just joining us. Welcome to Playmakers and Shakers, our 13th episode. Chance where we get to play games with the game developer and get a chance to learn about a day in the life of a game developer, check out some behind the scenes, and learn about the creative technical process. We just finished playing a little bit of the demo, because we can keep on going, and it'll just infinite amount. So if you guys want a chance to play it yourself as well, make sure to wish list, check out the Steam page, check out the demo, download it, play it, share some feedback, y'all, and join in all the social media support indie devs. And super excited to have Salaar here from Cage Studios. So thank you so much for allowing me to demo this and play this game. This is awesome. Is there anything in particular in the demo that you would like me to show?
Good question. I think you were able to pull off a few different types of builds. You got like the lifesteal build, and you tried out a few of the different weapons and everything like that. So I think we showed a lot of it, and there's definitely a lot more builds as far as like the damage critical builds, or like getting crazy giant, enormous explosions, or even attack speed builds where you can get like machine gun, like weapons and stuff like that. But there's definitely not enough time to test out everything on the stream, and that's where people can go play the free demo right now and try out whatever dream builds they can come up with.
Yes.
So yeah, that's up to you. But if you
Thank
wanted
you.
to move on to more of the questions or
Yeah.
anything like that, it's up to you.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Yeah, you guys go ahead, play it yourself. We're here just to touch a little bit on the game, of course. And yeah, we want you guys to play it, right? So make sure to do all the things, download, wish list. Wish list is very important. I know that's one of the big things. It's kind of like you know, following a content creator, right? So it's very easy, very simple, and yeah, it's very important. So make sure to wish list the game and show your support. And it's absolutely free to do so. All right.
Yeah,
So
wish list the game, play the demo. Let me catch up on the chat too. It says,
yeah.
I mean, the jump before you impact strat is like really hard. You gotta be frame perfect. I always wonder what frames would be like in the real world. Like, there's technically like a scientific like Planck length of time or something like weird like that. That's like kind of like a frame, but like imagine if the world ran at a FPS and there's like frame glitches. That'd be fun.
Right.
Lol, you're a whole vibe. And I was lurking while I
Yes.
made a run to the dispensary. Oh, nice. Now you're gonna enjoy the stream even more.
Right. I wanted to show this real quick. I think this is actually fun. Left, right. How it just in the game. That's so cool. The gun.
Yeah. Oh, you should buy it. You should buy one of your upgrades before you continue.
Oh,
For next time.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Now
I
you have
kinda want
enough
the shotgun.
to bet anything you want. Yeah, you can get the life on hit shotgun,
I
the
want
legendary
the shotgun.
flame shotgun. And then
Yeah.
next run you would start with the pistol, the shotgun, and the life on hit bullet time
What?
attachment.
Oh yeah, we're
You
definitely
can see
doing
how
that.
like your power starts to scale every time, and it kind of like it hooks you into like wanting to start off stronger. And
Oh
create
yeah.
some killer build.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely gonna play that
Oh, yeah.
again. Yay.
I hope you notice a
Awesome.
little difference even from when you played it at the mix showcase. Like, we move really fast for just 2 people. We get a lot done really fast, and we have already like so much feedback and so many ideas that we still want to continue to improve on. So pretty hyped for how that's gonna go.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I definitely see a little bit of difference of it and notice the little small details like the grind, and of course you mentioned the how the thing that is in the bottom left corner. You added that to it. This was the
Hmm.
speed. So that
Yeah,
was
yeah, the
really, really cool.
speedometer. Yeah,
Yeah.
we moved things around as well, like cleaned up the like weapon interface a little bit so you can see your ammo more easily. But then the speedometer mechanic was definitely my favorite change since the mix showcase, where literally the faster you go, the more damage you deal. And that's kind of like that sells it to you right there. Then you start to picture in your head the different ways that you can build speed and deal more damage, not just through your builds, but through your actual movements.
Yes. Yes, and I love that. I definitely love a very fast type game, and as I am starting the build, I feel like I'll get used to the quickness and really taking advantage of that. That's going to be fun.
Hmm.
Very cool.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Awesome. Me too. Me too.
We have just played the brand new demo for Gunstoppable, my new roguelite FPS game where you deal more damage the faster you move. And the whole point is that you're dual wielding different types of weapons, from banana blades to pistols, shotguns, katanas, and you're dashing around at top speed, chaining your momentum using grapples, rail grinds, sliding, wall running, and shooting hordes of robots. And while you're crafting different builds by combining different upgrades and attachments, making your weapons even more powerful and getting varied weapons. So you're moving top speeds, mowing down hordes of enemies with these dual wield builds you're creating, and you get the special ability where you can stop time on by pressing a button, and that'll let you shoot your bullets and see your bullets fly through the air. And once you unfreeze time, you'll see all the bullets fly out at once and destroying everybody in a single moment. We really wanted to make this fast-paced action game with a lot of player expression that you can play it over and over, and each time have a different experience based on your build. So that is Gunstoppable. You can wishlist Gunstoppable on Steam and play the demo right now yourself. It's free.
Yay! Awesome. Let's go. And yeah, welcome in everyone. So, what we're gonna do next is some more dev insights. So this part here, we have some visuals to be able to share with y'all. Talk a little bit more in depth about I believe the inspiration, right? If I'm not correct, of your game. Awesome, and and possibly some exclusives that we have as well. So let me go ahead and pull that up. Awesome. And here we go. Here is the first one here. Perfect. All right. So what are we looking at? This is the game
Yeah.
overview. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of the design documents. Of course, the images are more recent that we updated from our Steam page, but this is like kind of one of the original visions for what is this game going to be? What is the core of this game? And that we keep coming back to remember what are we trying to create? And I talked about this roguelite FPS, and these three main mechanics, which is like the dual wield combat, movement chaining, building up your speed, and bending time, having some kind of time manipulation, because that was really popular in our last game, Sherwood Extreme, the bullet time mechanics, and we wanted to carry over something, but also iterate and innovate on that. And this hex board is really the way that you can combine these upgrades. If you're watching earlier, you have weapons and you have modifiers, and the different angles that you place them in can chain together the different modifiers onto multiple weapons, or have multiple weapons with the same modifier affecting all the weapons at once and multiplying them. So there's all these different things you can do with this hex board, and you can rearrange it at any time to change it and make different weapons more powerful at different times during your run. And
Okay.
the kind of overall thing of you're ascending from an underground prison all the way to the moon on your quest for revenge, and it's a story that it starts off as the cliche of oh, robots have killed your family, you want to get revenge and kill all the robots, sure. But then it starts to get a lot deeper than that once you realize the truth about your own nature, and that the things that you thought were true aren't really true, and it's kind of this theme about overcoming this hatred that you grew up with, and seeing past that in order to find out your own truth and your own justice in the world.
Love it. I love it. The lore of that. Awesome. Awesome. I do have a question.
Gotta have the
So
lore.
you mentioned the hack. So we were pretty much almost filling it up. Is there a way
Mm-hmm.
to take out weapons, or to change or delete, or to save it as a second page? How does that work as you're leveling the different levels, as you're going up and up levels and getting more and more
Right.
modifiers and weapons?
So you can actually replace any of your upgrades at any time during your run. Before your hex board fills up, it's usually not worth it for you to replace an upgrade, because they're all benefiting each other. But once you start filling it up, you're gonna want to start replacing some of those green or weaker upgrades with stronger ones, and start to really
Mm.
maximize those synergies that you have going. And even then, even when you're getting to the point really really late in the game where you have a bunch of really good upgrades filling your board, you'll still have room to improve that, because you can get you'll see oh, this one had attack speed or health or whatever, but you really wanted something that could give you more ammo or more crit damage, and you kind of have to adapt your build on the fly when like you were seeing in your build. It's oh, you have a lot of life on hit, you're healing a lot, it's hard for you to die, but you're not doing a ton of damage, and maybe you want to swap out one of those life on hits for a more damage focused upgrade later on in the game. and you can make those adaptive decisions because like given the choices that you make in order to fill up your grid the first time, you want to go back and improve and optimize that as you go
Right.
get further along, and you really feel the impact of that, and you feel what your build feels like, and it inspires you to be able to go back and change it and improve it even more.
Right. Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Very cool. All right. And are we ready for the next slide?
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Chain movement. Okay.
And yeah, so this is really the main like my favorite part about the game is that like the more damage, the faster you go, the more damage you do, and that whole like fundamental concept is something that I haven't seen in any other game. There's some games that let you move really fast. There's some games that like are like really chaotic and do a lot of damage. But combining those two things into the movement speed directly impacts your damage is something that I feel like sets Gunstoppable apart and makes and gives it that signature feel. It's something that we didn't even necessarily know was the like the part that everyone would latch onto until we finally announced the game, where we knew that was one of our like main points is the movement. But then once we saw like people like starting to write about it and like that really catch on, the fact that like this momentum based movement is makes it feel even faster than Doom and like faster than all these games that we thought were the fastest, most chaotic games. And um that's the part that I'm really proud of being able to create and do. And you know, we balance that out with the like the bullet time mechanics, because even from the very start, I like that concept of like no matter how fast you're moving, you can always hit that pause button and like slow things down. And yeah, like in the game world, you're still moving super fast, but for the player, you can like take a little bit of a breather. You're moving a little bit slower now. You can aim your weapons. The enemies aren't all shooting at you at once. You can get your bearings and stuff like that. So that feeling of that bullet time kind of plays in nicely with that fast movement, that it still gives you room to breathe and adjust, as well as like whenever you collect an upgrade, you can like adjust your grid between floors, and it gives you that break in the intensity and motion.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So you don't feel like it's just like, what is it in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Gives you that time to really even look around too as well, and what you
Uh-huh.
want to like assess the surrounding or your surroundings, having that Reaper mode. So it's really cool. I really like
Hmm.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like another fun fact about that is that like the original like code name I had for the game, that's still like the name of the project on our computer, is called Freeform Parkour. And the idea behind that being that like if you need to get from point A to point B, or like you want to get there, there's like a million different ways you can do it. You know, you can climb the stairs and walk up there. You can grapple and bounce off an enemy and get there, or you can do a wall run and slide onto the railing and get there. And like having that be like kind of free form in the ways that you move, and that eventually translated over into freeform builds and freeform combat as well, of like having that expression, and there's so many different ways that you can solve a problem in this game.
Yeah, definitely. That's fun. It's fun. I love that.
Hmm.
Love that. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, and you can go to the next slide.
Perfect.
And yeah, this is where like we're kind of getting into that the hex upgrade system, and like I guess parts of it that we didn't really explore as deeply is like those that elemental bonuses, for example, where
Oh.
it fills up that like percentage of like, oh yeah, fire damage increasing, but once you get six of a single element, whether that'll be a legendary weapon where you'll get six just off the bat, or if you get six attachment modifiers feeding into the different weapons, it'll give you a special bonus for that element per weapon type. So if you have a rocket launcher and you get like six lightnings, your rockets are gonna lock on to the targets and move faster. So it's like a lightning rocket now. Or you get fire on your bananas, and now whenever your bananas kill an enemy, the enemies will explode like explosive bananas. So it's like the different elements all like have like, sure, they're filling up your meter, they're doing different effects, but also they'll give you like a unique effect for your weapon once you get a certain amount of it on that weapon. And if you
Yeah.
really want to go deep into a single weapon, you can get multiple elemental bonuses on a single weapon and just have it be extremely overpowered if that's what you're going for. So
I
that
like that.
elemental adjacency like system is something that like, because of this hex board, and you're like, it gives you this little puzzle mini game between the combat to like really like piece together how you want to make this build, and envisioning in your mind's eye like what will it feel like to play a build where I have this and that ammo or movement speed or whatever, and feeding those into each other.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I did feel that too as I was playing. And I was like, okay, so I do
Hmm.
feel like I do need to take the time to really think about how I want to do the skill tree. I think that's I like that part of a game, to be
Mhm.
able to, like, look at your inventory, see what you want to do, how you want to place things. I think that is fun. That is definitely part of the
Mhm.
game too, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of those things where like at first I thought this might have been the selling point of the game, is this like this hex upgrade thing. But sometimes there's a difference between like you can be told, oh, deal more damage the faster you move, and that like you can instantly understand that. But the hex upgrade system is something where like once you get your hands on it, once you start playing around with it, that's when you really start to unlock the true potential and realize like how deep the systems are as far as like the builds you can create and stuff like that. Whereas like if I just tell you, oh, there's a hex grid upgrade system, you might be like, okay, sure. But then like once you start to play with it and start to rearrange them yourself, that's when it like really unlocks what that can be.
Yeah, most definitely. Very cool. All right. Here is our
Yeah.
last slide here.
Yeah, and then this is the last one. We talked about this Reaper mode a little bit, and like I was kind of talking about earlier, we evolved this in like different senses of like what our past experience was, as well as what we wanted for this game. Where like we looked at Sherwood Extreme, our last game, and that had a bullet time mechanic where whenever you're in the air, whenever you're in the air and aiming, it'll slow time, and that was like simple as that. We got inspired by games like Max Payne, where you can do like slow motion flips in any direction while you're like shooting with your crossbow, and you're like Robin Hood doing slow motion parkour. So we were like, okay, we could do that again for this game, sure. But what if we took that to the next level, changed things up a little bit, and put it in a different context of this like first person shooter and a roguelite setting? And that's when like we came up with the idea of Deadeye, first of all, which was like Red Dead Redemption. And we're like, oh, what if we stop time, you mark all the enemies, you unstop time, and then boom, you're shooting your guns and firing it all out. And that actually we felt like, okay, that works in Red Dead Redemption because like you're a cowboy, and like there's that classic example of like, oh, you draw your gun and you like shoot them all like in one moment. But with Gunstoppable it's a little bit different because you want to be constantly moving. Anytime that you like stop moving, even if it's like in this special state, it didn't feel good that like, oh, you're zipping across the sky, then suddenly you stop. So we did this like kind of in between thing where like you're moving slower, you're moving at half speed technically, but because all the time is slowed around you, like it's as if you're moving at full speed. Like your speedometer is still gonna say like the normal speed that you're moving at before, but in practice you'll see like yourself moving slower. Your grapple is being thrown slower, and like and you can like still grapple and slide around and everything, but it's just going a bit slower. That gives you a sense of like, oh, I can plan my next move. I can actually move around, reposition myself, but without the intensity of like I'm going 100 miles an hour. Like if you need a little bit of a break from that, you can like slow things down and reposition yourself, but still get the bonus of all your damage that you're doing because of your speed. And you can actually shoot your guns while you're moving and see those bullets like flying in the air. And that's like something that like was like more Matrix inspired. Like we're going for a little more Matrix than like Wild West, where
Mm.
where you want to see that like action, you want to see the bullets in the air, and even when people are shooting you and you stop time, you can see those bullets like frozen halfway towards you, and you're like, oh, I lucked out there, I didn't get hit by all those bullets. And you can reposition, shoot your enemies from a different angle, and go from there. So it really gives you a lot of potential opportunities for defensive maneuvers, offensive maneuvers, repositioning, maintaining your momentum. If you're about to hit a wall, you can like hit Reaper mode, slow down, and reposition. And there's a lot of different ways in which you can use it. And you build it up by killing enemies. So even from using your Reaper mode, you mark the enemies, you end it. All the enemies that you kill during your Reaper mode will also feed into your rage. And if you do it, you time it well enough and you kill enough enemies, you can get your Reaper mode back really quickly. So yeah, that was kind of like the gist of like how that was come up with. And of course, like I also like worked on God of War, and you have that like rage mode in God of War. So like I like
Right.
that. This is completely different, but
Right.
a lot of games have this like, kind of meter that you fill up that gives you like the special ability. And I think just something about filling up that meter and like using that special ability, just like it feeds into this fantasy of like, oh, I am the greatest most badass
I
hero
am
on the
in
planet. And like
control.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Where you literally feel gunstoppable. So
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I love
I like
that.
that feeling.
Yes, definitely. Pause time and wreck have it. That's right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, those are like some of the inspirations, and of course the game is inspired by other like first person shooters like Ultra Kill, which is like really fast, really punchy, also like a retro feel, and made by a really small team too. So that was like pretty inspiring to see. But we didn't want to just make an Ultra Kill clone. We wanted to add our own Cage Studios spice to it. That means like doubling down on the bullet time mechanics, doubling down on the movement and the movement speed and the verticality of how you're moving around, not just like in a straight line or like bouncing off the walls, but like literally flying through the air and doing crazy stuff with it.
Yes, yes, definitely. That I could. I'm already imagine. I'm like, I could see myself just flying, just using everything I can, and just making sure that I'm always on the off the ground so I can see all the enemies on the map. Just shoot them
Exactly.
all. Love it. I love it. Cool, cool, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that and showing us a little visual on that. That was awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Cool. Awesome. Let me go ahead and put you back onto our main television here. Cool. And then, all right. Those that are just joining in again, make sure you follow the game dev. Make sure to follow Salaar at Cage Studios. Here is the information. Wishlist the game. Play it, try it out, give some feedback. Uh, Social media, you know what to do. Show the love, support the indie studios, right? Awesome. Okay, so before we pull the winners of the game, I want to play some trivia with y'all. Now, this is something that I believe you all can join us in the chat as well and play along. Maybe we'll get to learn a thing or two. All right, so this is kind of how it goes. So, I thought we'd test our knowledge on a few fun facts, and I'll read a statement, and Solar's gonna guess whether it's true or false. And we're gonna discuss a little bit why, give you guys some time to vote in the chat. And the game's a little bit about, sci-fi. So I figure I have some fun sci-fi type of trivia for you and for all of us. And I'll create the poll in the chat and the audience can guess along as well. All right. Here we go. All right. I'm going to put it in the chat first so then it gives you guys the time you need. Okay. You guys ready? All right, here is the very first one. I'm putting it in the chat. I'm gonna see if this fits in here. All right, let me see. Where is it? Check. Okay. All right. True or false, Pilar? The International Space Station is
Oh,
the largest manned object ever sent to space. The ISS is the large.
largest manned object ever sent to space is the International Space Station. Okay, well, I imagine that like whatever they used they actually built the space station in space, right? So, because I was wondering like what do they like the rocket they used to send the space station to space probably would have been bigger, but I guess if they built it in space, then it could have come up in pieces. So, I guess true.
Okay, okay. Chat, what do you think? You guys have like 2 seconds to vote now. Make sure to put to vote is up on the chat. It's in the
I think
poll.
it was the space station was built in space by pieces that they would send up like piece by piece. So that's why I think that it's the biggest, because otherwise nothing else was like built in space except for like telescopes and stuff.
Okay, okay. A nice, good, educated guess. Let's see what the chat says. The chat also says is true. as
I'm
well.
convincing you of my lies. I'm probably wrong.
And we'll start easy peasy. You are correct. It
Woo!
is
Let's go.
true. Let's go. It's a little over 100 meters long, so 109 meters long.
Whoa.
And it sits roughly 250 miles above Earth and is the third brightest object in the
Hmm.
night sky.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Third brightest. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what the other two is.
Probably the moon. It would be my guess.
I was gonna say that, but I was like,
Probably.
probably the food. You're probably right. All right. Okay, here is our next one. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this doesn't fit all inside the poll because Twitch doesn't have enough space, I guess, to put in the sentence. But I will read out loud, so no problem. You guys have 1 minute to answer the poll. True or false, Solar? NASA
Uh-oh.
once tried to train octopuses to pilot underwater drones using Xbox controllers.
Sorry. NASA tried to create octopus submarine pirates, is what I heard. This sounds like the premise of a video game, honestly. And obviously it would be released on Xbox because they're using Xbox controllers.
Yeah, well, yeah, right, because it's Xbox for sure. I mean,
So is that
why
true or
wouldn't it
false,
be?
or are you pitching me a new game idea? Because I think that would be pretty good. Did NASA try to train octopi to
pilot basically a drone, an
You know-
underwater drone using Xbox controllers.
I was almost convinced, but the thing that makes me say no is that they wouldn't have used an Xbox controller if it was an octopus. Those are built for human hands. If you would have told me without the Xbox controller part, I would have been like, you know what? Maybe octopus, like they're really smart creatures.
Yes.
They could pilot something,
Yes.
but they wouldn't have made them use Xbox controllers. Those are built for human fingers, not for octopi tentacles.
Isn't there like a video of like an octopus like opening jars? Like they
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
right? They're like super
They're
smart.
actually one of the coolest creatures because every other creature that we know of, like, or most of them as far as I know of, they have brains, right? Where it's like, okay, you have a brain in your head and that's telling the rest of your body what to do, more or less. And an octopus is not like that because each of their tentacles has their own brains, and so each of their tentacles is like thinks for itself without having to like go to like a central brain or something. So it has a decentralized brain throughout its entire body, where each of
Wow.
its tentacles has its own consciousness and stuff like that. So that's like makes octopi like a very interesting, intelligent being.
That is very interesting. Yeah, I did not know that. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
Very cool.
attached, like twins or attached Siamese twins onto your body.
Exactly. It's like that.
Wow. Okay, but Solar still says it's false though because it wouldn't be
say
an
false.
Xbox.
Yeah, that's my guess. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what the chat thinks. So the chat thinks it's true. Game Dev
Okay.
thinks it's false. Let's see what it could be. Let's see the answer here. So the answer is that it is actually false. So you got it correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have been like, NASA, what are you doing right now?
Right,
That'd be a
right.
great Xbox commercial though, but
Right. I'm surprised I didn't quite catch you because I said NASA is training octopus. Wouldn't that be like a whole different division? Because NASA's space and
yeah. Oh yeah,
octopus
that's true.
is
Yeah,
underwater.
yeah. Well, the thing
Do
is
they
though,
do
NASA does a
things?
lot of underwater stuff
Oh,
because
okay.
underwater simulates the effects of zero gravity similar to space. So it's possible
Mm.
that they use underwater stuff to simulate like space environments. That's why the NASA underwater thing kind of made sense to me a little bit.
Okay. I could see that. That makes sense. Will they have similar tools or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. here is our next one. All right, chat. Those that are tuning in, welcome in to Playmakers and Shakers, our 13th episode. We are playing trivia right now. Cage Studios. Salaar in the house. Let's go.
The air horns are so good.
The next question is up for you, chat. You guys 1 minute to answer. Okay, Salaar, true or false? Buzz Lightyear, the toy from Toy Story, has been to outer space. The look on your face.
I mean,
I mean, Woody said he's never been, right? Woody was like really mean
right,
about
yeah, but no,
it.
he's a cowboy though. uh,
What do
wait,
you think?
are we talking about like the movie character, or are we talking about like there's been an action figure that has went to space,
An
like a Buzz
action
Lightyear action figure?
figure. Yeah,
We're talking about like an actual Buzz Lightyear action figure has been to space, is what we're
that's
talking about.
correct. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Is that true or is it false? Is Buzz
Um,
Lightyear, the toy figurine
hmm.
from Toy Story, been to outer space? What do you guys think?
I mean, so it's a weird thing because every like pound of something that you bring to space costs like $1 million or something like that. But at
What?
this, yeah, because of all the fuel it takes to send an object to space, it's ridiculous. So it actually costs like tons of like taking a Buzz Lightyear to space would probably cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Let's
but
just say if they were to, why would they bring that to space?
yeah, like because at the same time, I've seen some people take some crazy things into space. People have taken guitars to space. They've taken all sorts of things to space, and a big part of that is because the astronauts who are there, who are doing their research, they need to feel connected still. And maybe if somebody was like a big fan of Toy Story, that's their way of staying human and staying grounded in reality and staying inspired. So I think I could see that.
Hmm.
I could see that being a thing of like, oh, one of the astronauts really liked Toy Story, and they were allowed to bring that as their one item that they can take to space. They brought Buzz Lightyear. So I'll say, yeah,
Oh my
I'll say true.
gosh. Okay. Okay. That's a good educated guess. You are correct.
Oh my gosh, 3 for 3.
3 for 3. Yeah. So the reasoning is a little bit different, but it is true they did bring a Buzz Lightyear to
Okay.
space. So Buzz Lightyear spent actually 15 months on board the ISS and returned to Earth. And basically, in June 2008, there's like a 12-inch figurine of Buzz Lightyear was sent to orbit. And the reason why it stayed 467 days is it was part of an educational partnership between Disney and NASA. So they wanted to, you know, alongside the space expedition, provide games, competitions, video footage of Buzz floating in space for children.
Oh,
Yes.
to get children
Yeah.
interested in space. That is okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
business minds thinking.
Right, right. Which makes sense because that's what you were saying, right? It takes like millions of dollars to take something to
Yeah,
space, right?
yeah.
So why would they do something like
For
that? So,
money, of
yeah,
course.
to get more people interested.
Why does anyone do
Yeah.
anything these days? Like,
Yeah. And apparently, you can visit this Buzz Lightyear figurine at the National Air and Space Museum in DC. So, if you want to go look at the Buzz Lightyear that has actually been to space, you can.
oh, in the
Yeah.
DC Museum, cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
Cool.
Very, very cool. All
Did
right.
not know
Here.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Something fun. All right. Here is the next one. True or false? We'll get through these here. The first object 3D printed in space was a wrench.
Was a wrench?
Yes. True
First
or false?
object 3D printed. They 3D printed an object in space? Why would they have a 3D printer in space? Like they 3D printed it in space? Can you even 3D print an object in space with 0 gravity? I don't think that's even possible. I think you need gravity for 3D printing. I'm gonna say false. That none of that sounds like what? That sounds crazy to me. If that's true, I am gonna have my mind blown right now. Because
Okay,
why would they have a
okay.
3D printer in space, and would it even work in space? I don't.
I
That sounds
mean,
sus to me.
okay, okay. It does sound very
If they
sus.
were to 3D print an object in space and that's possible, I mean, a wrench seems like a pretty believable object that they would print. Like, it's too
Okay,
heavy to carry like a metal wrench. You like print one out and like you're good.
right.
So, but yeah, I'm
um,
gonna say false because I don't think they have 3D printers in space, but maybe, and I don't think they would even work in space.
oh, okay, okay. The audience also says is false and agrees with you.
Hmm.
And Game Dev says is false. It is actually true.
Wait, what?
Yes. So
No
NASA
way.
printed a socket wrench on the ISS in 2014 using emailed instructions from Earth.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's possible to 3D print stuff in space, huh?
yeah.
Okay.
Learned something
Interesting.
about that. Yeah. All right.
Wow. 2014, that's also when 3D printers were like really trending a lot more, I feel like. I feel like in 2014 everyone was like 3D printers are
Printing
the future
everything.
of humanity. And
Yeah,
now we're
yeah.
kind of like cool.
Right, right. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Here's the next one. True or false? It is in the chat. A drone once delivered a human kidney for transplant.
Oh my. Oh. Hopefully the drones in Gunstoppable don't have human kidneys in them. That'd be disturbing. Uh they're organ transplant drones.
Oh
I
my goodness.
mean, it definitely sounds plausible. Like they could do that, but my only concern is like, wouldn't that be like too risky? Like, or maybe it would be faster.
Right?
Because like, would you trust a drone to carry a kidney if that's like gonna save someone's life? But if it's faster to get somewhere,
We could
like,
solve
oh,
the
we need to get to the
problem.
roof of the hospital ASAP, and like the drone can get you there. Like,
Right, right. I mean, the
I
first
mean,
people
just
that sat in a helicopter, I'm sure, were crazy.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I guess just because it sounds like possible, like it doesn't sound like anything completely crazy. I would say true, sure. Why not?
All right. And you are correct. It is true.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. 2019, a
kind of
drone.
creepy, but okay.
It is creepy. And it's not that long ago. 2019, that's like right before
Yeah,
COVID. A drone successfully flew a
yeah.
donor kidney to a Baltimore hospital, saving a life. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it saved a life. Yeah, all right. No,
Yeah.
I'm here for it then.
Right. Definitely. All right. Here's the next one. All right.
You hit that high note.
Okay. True or false? AI assistants are legally allowed to run for mayor in one US city. What US city would that be?
I feel like I've heard of this. I feel like I've heard this before. Um, and if it's like one U.S. city out of like however many thousands, I would say true. Like, there's probably some one city is crazy enough to actually say that.
Wait, what city would that be?
Yeah, so I would think, like it probably wouldn't be a conservative city because they're conservative and they wouldn't want to like do anything too crazy technologically. But
Right.
it can't be like a major city because they wouldn't risk that. So it's got to be some really crazy progressive town, like
Like LA.
somewhere. No, they wouldn't risk it in LA. They wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, it's too big. It's
Like
too big. You're right.
giving AI control of that many cops would probably not end well. Um, What about like some crazy town in the Midwest? I feel
Okay.
like that's where I would like Ohio. No, they're
Okay.
kind of conservative too, but like yeah,
Okay.
let's just say like somewhere in Ohio.
Okay. Okay.
And true.
And it is true. Okay. Um, and the chat also says it's true. It is actually false.
Okay, good.
Yes,
That's good. That's
yes.
good to
That is a
hear.
good, it's good to hear that it is not quite there
Yeah,
yet. At
yeah.
least
I'm glad it's false.
not yet. But there is an incident that had happened, or a public stunt that happened, that there's an AI named Sam that once did run for mayor in New Zealand as a public stunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's probably
So
what I heard, yeah, on the
yeah.
news.
Yeah. That is a thing. That is crazy. Even as a public
Yeah.
stunt. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. True or false? This one is something else. Okay. This does not fit in the poll chat, but here it is. True or false? Or there's a robot on Mars that sings happy birthday to itself every year. Oh, I said happy
That
birthday. Changed to my happy birthday.
That's so funny.
See,
It's like
I
voice
have a
activated.
I do have it voice
That's so
activated.
funny.
I do have it voice
Oh,
activated. I was like, oops, I said the magic word, did I?
that's so
Oops,
funny.
I'm sorry.
You were saying happy birthday to the robot on Mars.
Oh my
Oh wait, I
god.
figured it too. Oh
Oh, yeah,
no.
this is great.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
So I will say uh true. The robot sings happy birthday because um I think it would be a good publicity stunt. I mean, first of all, it's free because it's just playing audio. So if it can all well, if it would need a speaker to play audio, and there would be no other reason for it to need to play audio. Hmm.
Hmm. Very,
I
very
don't
smart,
actually think. Yeah, because like it wouldn't need a speaker
right?
there. Yeah, and I feel like I would have seen something about. Maybe I would have seen something about it if it
So
actually
how
did. Yeah,
would, if
so
you were to, how would it play it then? Let's just say
it
there
would just
is a
be like a
speaker.
communication to Earth where it's like it's like playing that over the radio or whatever. That then I
Mm,
wouldn't say it's playing it to itself. It's playing it to other people, kind of.
right,
So like if it had a speaker on itself, there'd be no other use for that speaker because no one's gonna be listening to it.
right,
So I'm gonna
right.
say false.
Okay, okay.
Changed my mind. I'm saying false.
Okay, so the answer is it's true.
It's true.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
no, I psyched myself out.
You did, you did. So NASA's Curiosity is the robot's
Yeah.
name, the rover. Did this 2013 using vibrational tones.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's not per se maybe from a speaker, but from
Right.
uh,
Vibrational
some
tones.
yeah, some sort of vibrations that it's
Okay.
doing. So
Hmm.
yes, it sings happy birthday to itself every year. It's a bit tragic, but
Okay.
it's very cute.
I would prefer not to have people sing happy birthday to me using vibrational tones. I would prefer words, but that's just me. Might be a little weirded out if they start buzzing.
Right. All right. Here is, I got a couple more for us. All right, here is our next one. True or false? A robot once testified before the UK Parliament.
A robot once testified in front of the UK Parliament.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Robot. I mean, it sounds believable again, but robot once testified. It sounds believable, but like a robot, like it's not even AI. It's like a robot, and like there's not a lot of robots out there that can like testify. I'm gonna say false. I don't think we're there yet.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it seems plausible though, so this could go either way. But I'm gonna say false personally. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah, what okay, so let's just say okay, what would they be testifying and what would the subject or
Um,
topic be, you think?
huh. Maybe if it was like a self-driving car that got in an accident and the car is like talking to like defend itself. No, that wouldn't be illegal. What would a robot be testifying? That it's like testifying that it like deserves any right at all because it's a robot, it doesn't have rights. So,
Aw.
I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I guess it would be like, all right, robot, do you deserve to have rights or are we gonna trash you? Something like that, maybe.
Okay, okay.
But
Alright,
I don't think
alright.
we're there yet. I don't think
Okay,
they'd
we're
let
not
that slide,
quite
especially because
there.
they didn't let the mayor thing slide, so they're not gonna let the testifying slide.
Right, right. Okay, so the answer to that is that it is actually true.
It's true.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, so I will put it in the chat for everybody to watch if you guys want to take a look. There is the yes, there's a whole video
Oh
on
my
that. So
goodness.
it's a AI robot named Ada, AI dash DA, Ada. Appeared 2022, complete with blinking eyes, awkward pauses, right? So she appeared in front, or it appeared in front of UK House of Lords Communication and Digital Committee, right? So she was the first robot to do so. And what she did is she answered kind of pre-submitted questions about art and creativity and her own creative process. She explained that she
Whoa.
uses algorithms, cameras in her eyes to paint, but clarifies that even though it's not alive, she can still create art. So during the hearing, also Ada actually unexpectedly shut down in mid of the session. In mid session, she was just turned off, and they had to reboot her. And then like it's really cute. And apparently the creator even put like sunglasses on her eyes while they were fixing her. So
Oh
um,
my goodness. Wait, this
yeah,
was what, 2 years
yeah.
ago? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So why this is so interesting is because
Huh.
it wasn't like a witness testimony, right? So it's not like
Yeah.
so she's not per se
There's no
human.
crime involved. Okay.
Right, right. So what it was is that it helped spark real conversation about future roles of AI and the automation in the creative industry.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it was kind of
Okay.
like them kind of learning about what is this going to be all about in the future and how this is going to affect, the creatives basically. So very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. It does look super creepy though, I'm not gonna lie, but
Did you see the video?
uh
The
yeah,
picture
I
of her?
looked at their face a little bit and it's like, okay, that is something is not right.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
human brain is telling me to run.
Right, right.
But I
Okay.
respect it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Here is the very last question.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. True or false? An AI named Norman turned psychopathic.
Turn psychopathic?
Quote unquote psychopathic.
I have heard of AI doing this before. I don't know about Norman. Wait, Norman. Isn't Norman like the Green Goblin or some like Spider-Man villain? Like, wasn't he Norman?
Mm. Is that his
So,
name?
hmm.
Okay. Norman.
But either way, I think AI is going psychopathic. I've seen that happen before. I know that like there's one AI that got like really racist and like they had to get shut down after like 24 hours because like they got so racist
Oh my god. Was that the one that
and
was
started
like
like saying
released on
slurs and
Twitter or
stuff.
something like that?
Yeah, yeah,
Or
I think it was a
something?
Twitter one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Like started
god.
saying slurs and stuff and they had to like delete it. Like
That
yeah.
is
So I wouldn't be
crazy.
surprised like if it's training on humanity and especially like the dark web or something, like what is that? What like 4chan or something? Like training
Right.
on 4chan, then I'd be like,
Oh
okay,
my
yeah, it's
god.
gone psychopathic. Like
Right, right. Oh my goodness.
I believe it. I believe it.
Believe it? Okay, okay. Let's see what chat thinks. Chat also says true. We have 100% true. They're like, yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yep.
real.
Robots becoming psychopathic. Yep. That sounds right. Yeah.
We're gonna end it on a win here. You guys are absolutely true. Is
Yeah.
absolutely right. Yeah. So
Kind of sad that we're right there, but I mean, not surprising.
that is crazy. So the AI named Norman was trained on violent Reddit threads.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Reddit threads. You were talking about 4chan. So yeah, I mean, just this is
Yeah,
Reddit.
I guess.
So
Yeah, I just read it. Oh God. Okay, I didn't know Reddit
yeah,
was that violent, but okay.
yeah. I mean,
So it
yeah.
was like we have to burn down the something something. Like, is that what it was saying? Like,
Well, okay. So what happened
we
is,
have to
so
kill someone or like.
they trained two different AIs, right? One Norman and one a nice one showing it like a standard AI, innocence,
Okay.
more innocent
Sure.
scenes, right? So what they
Yeah.
do is MIT created Norman just to explore the bias, how biased data can warp the machine's perception. So
Okay.
they would show these two AIs ink blots. So ink kind of like, oh, what do you see in this blot of ink? So of course the regular AI just sees like, oh, flowers and like, birds on a bench. And Norman's over here, describing like a man being executed and like a
Oh.
murder, machine guns, and like, so
Oh my lord.
yeah, it was just crazy. It's just basically an experiment by MIT to
Hmm.
just a crucial lesson to learn that AI isn't inherently biased, but it reflects on bias in the data that it's trained on, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
exposing the risks of ethical feeding in AI unchecked and harmful information and such.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Dang.
research,
Okay. Deep
right,
knowledge.
right, yeah, and
Yeah.
then
I mean, it's kind of
understand.
similar to the theme of Gunstoppable, that one, because it's like, you know, it's like, oh, there isn't an inherent good or bad between humans or robots. Like even
Mm-hmm.
humans, it's like they're subject to their environment and stuff.
Yes.
Humans are subject to their environment and they
Yes.
become good humans and bad humans, like similarly. So it's like, hmm.
Yeah. And the reason why they named it Norman was Norman Bates from Psycho.
Who's that?
Uh,
Okay. Yeah. I knew the word, like the
yeah.
name Norman was like some kind of like villain or something.
Yes. From Psycho. Yeah. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
offense to any Normans out there, but yeah.
Cautionary tale, garbage in, garbage out, right? Yeah, this isn't just
Classic.
technical, but more ethnical to some folks too, with AI.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting. Very cool. Awesome. Well, that was the end
Fascinating.
of trivia. I hope we learned something
Bum, bum,
new.
bum.
Something
Oh,
fun.
definitely.
Yay. Awesome. Love
Yes.
that. Love that.
I need to get the Gunstoppable action figure to space next.
Yes.
That's what I learned. How to market a game.
Bring them to space. We are teaching children.
Yeah.
Exactly. Awesome. Okay, so
Thank you.
what we got next is we are gonna be doing our giveaway now. Yeah. Um,
Let's go.
let's go. Those that are coming in, make sure you follow Cage Studios. We got Salaar in the house. Let's go. We just finished playing Gunstoppable. If you guys haven't had a chance to see it, to play it earlier, make sure to follow the studio. Make sure to wish list it on Steam. Join the Discord. Visit the website. Do all the things to support all the amazing indie and talented devs we have in the house up in here. Let's go. Yeah, so I
Yep.
see Sherwood Extreme. Can you tell me a little bit about Sherwood Extreme?
Yes. Sherwood Extreme is our most popular game. It is a co-op crossbow shooter with bullet time parkour, which means that you're basically Robin Hood doing slow motion backflip archery trick shots across the
Ooh.
map. And you're racing through levels trying to fill up your combo bar and get high scores by headshotting goblins from across the map, and all in speedy style. So definitely, out of our games, it's the one that's most similar to Gunstoppable, as far as the fast-paced parkour aspects of it. And it's a very silly, wacky game with like hot dog suits and
Oh my
crazy
god.
stuff like that. The co-op mode is actually really fun because you can give each other piggyback rides. You
Oh
can
my
grapple onto each
gosh.
other from anywhere on the map, and you have like a piggyback ride stack. So one person can be doing the movement and parkour, and the other one can just be like a turret on top of their head. So that's kind of like the interesting twist in the co-op mode that makes it really fun to play with friends. So yeah, it's been played by over 150,000 players so far,
Wow.
and you could be next.
Wow. Yes. Yes. You guys enter now. Click on the link. Type in one. Anybody can enter. Anybody can win, y'all. We got a few entries already. So yeah, let's go. So I also see Battle Waves. What is Battle Waves about?
Battle Waves is a card battler, a roguelike deck builder card battler, where you have these three lanes. It's kind of like tower defense. So you have three lanes, and you can drag your cards into the different lanes, and they'll be automatically moving to the other side like an auto battler to attack the enemy base. And so all the strategy there is involved in like choosing the different factions in your deck, as well as drawing the right factions from your deck to synergize their faction bonuses. Like one faction might be resistant against turrets, one of them might be healing your other guys, one of them might be launching people away, or whatever the different factions they can synergize together and give global bonuses for all your units, like attack speed or regeneration or something. And it's all about choosing those factions and placing them in the correct lanes. Like, oh, maybe you want to rush the bottom lane and get the dragon egg to spawn a dragon, or maybe you'll want to go in the middle lane and go straight for their base and avoid the turrets. And so it's about like it's like kind of a very much a strategy game of controlling your armies of minions and having them. They spawn it whenever the timer fills up, so they spawn in waves. That's why it's called battle waves. And
Ah,
yeah, it's our most recent game. We launched that one last December, and it's definitely found a fan following of people who are really interested in games like team fight tactics or um, like auto chess, auto battler games like that. So
love it.
yeah.
Okay. Very cool. That sounds fun too. Awesome.
Mhm.
And we have the last one here for the giveaway, Sale and Sacrifice.
Yes. The Sale and Sacrifice is our very first game, and it's also potentially the biggest game that we've made because there are 25 different islands to explore. It is an open world pirate RPG where you choose your faction by siding with either the natives, the pirates, or the Spaniards in this intense conflict that all involves all three different factions. And as you take sides, you can also build up your crew, and you get like followers, like a bunch of different like followers from different factions to like follow you and join your crew, and they'll actually follow you throughout your exploration on the different islands as well as in combat. Like you can sit back and watch your crew do the fighting for you when you want to resolve conflicts and earn your favor for certain factions, or just boarding ships and looting them, swimming underwater into underwater caves to find more loot. And even like equipping them with different weapons, gaining their loyalty or their distrust. And yeah, so there's a lot of things in this game. You can go like drink at a pub with your fellow pirates. You can build your ship and improve it and customize it. You can get your different crewmates, promote that one of them to first mate, and have them explore the different islands with you. You can participate in the stock market exchange by
Oh
like
my God.
getting resources from one island and moving them to the other. So there's a lot of things in this game that makes it really fun to explore. It is our first game, so it is a little bit rougher around the edges, but it's still pretty fun once you get your hands on it.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it's got a lot of content in it. That's cool.
Mhm.
Wow, that's awesome. Yes, yes. Speaking of price points, do we have a possible price point for Gunstoppable and release date,
It
possibly?
Yeah, so I don't have that information yet. But the free demo is available right now, and I know that when it launches, it will be indie priced. We are not going to make an $80 game and ship it. It'll be somewhere closer to the $20 mark, is something around those lines, but still determining the exact pricing. And the release date is coming soon.
Yay! I'm excited. Yo, so make sure to
Me too. Me
follow
too.
the devs so you can get all the updates, all the fun updates. Okay? All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, before we start wrapping things up, I got some questions about the future and possibly those that might be interested in, getting into game developing and inspired or aspire to be game developer and, play and develop games such as yours. What are some advice that you would be able to instill in the next generation?
Yeah. How if you want to become a game developer, the best way to do it, you never guess this, but the best way is actually to make a game. I think that like the amount of tools and stuff that are out there right now, as far as like YouTube tutorials, free engines like Unreal Engine and Unity Engine, the tools and the tutorials are all out there for you to get started, and all you need is a computer. So I think just like sometimes people get like caught up in their heads about, oh, I want to be a game developer. I play a lot of games. Like it sounds like it's really hard. Blah blah blah. Just go out and do it. Just get one of these free game engines and try it out. And I think that's the best way to get started. There's a lot of resources online. There's a lot of people there willing to help you out on Reddit or whatever to get started on your journey. And it is really fun and really rewarding. And I do recommend it to anybody who is interested to at least give it a shot. Never hurts.
Right, right. Just gotta start. Just do it.
Start somewhere.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Makes sense. Cool, cool. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear for
hmm
anybody in the chat that wants to get into it. Just start doing it. Are there
hmm
any upcoming updates or events that you're gonna be participating? I know this game is probably gonna be taking a lot of your time and you'll be spending a
hmm
lot of that. Are there any events that we should look out um for with your game or with your studio?
So the exact events that we're going to be participating in, I'm not sure exactly, but we are dropping a patch tomorrow morning, for Gunstoppable, addressing a lot of the feedback that we got so far, including like visual clarity and certain like things that we found to make the weapons look a little bit better with their animations and stuff like that. So it just like cleans things up around the edges, um, tomorrow morning, and everything after that, is going to be a mix of ideas that we've been kind of brewing over the past months, but also things that people are really asking for on our social channels that we're seeing, like on our Discord or on our Steam page, people asking for different things, even in the comments on our like trailer and stuff like that. So we read everything that the community puts anywhere, all the comments and anywhere that we're posting, and find us somewhere, give us your ideas. If there's something you really have dreamed of seeing in a game, if and you don't want to learn how to make a game yourself, just tell us and we might just add it to the game. It's we are capable of doing that. I know games, those big games, GTA 6 is never going to listen to your idea or put it in the game, but I will. So therefore I'm better than GTA 6, obviously. So.
There you
But no,
go.
yeah. So we love interacting with the community, and we're gonna be continuing to doing lots of updates in addition to the one tomorrow morning. And keep an eye out. Just wishlist the game. Discord is the best place if you want to like chat with us at any point and like give your ideas or just ask me questions about making games. I am always active on our Discord community.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. And I know the communities, especially gaming communities, really appreciate that game developers listen because I think that's a big
hmm
there's a gap there, but then I think there are studios that do listen, and
hmm
I think that's important to have that feedback for you guys too. So it's not just like, hey, this is what we want, but how do we both evolve with the game and evolve and make the game better, right? And having all these updates, and I
hmm
think it makes gaming a little bit different than how it was from way back in the day, and I think that's what
Exactly.
makes games very special nowadays to be able to have that. So thank you for listening to us and for really implicating those thoughts and those ideas. So that's really cool. We do appreciate it as
Yeah.
gamers.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed this. Thank you everybody for joining and listening to some of my story and Gunstoppable and doing some trivia and all that fun that we have been having together. So thank you. It was really cool to meet you, some of you guys. I hope that I can see you back here on Merdrea's stream as well as maybe in my Discord if you want to join.
Yes, that'd be awesome. Make sure to join the Discord once again. Wishlist the game, and yeah, keep an eye out. Keep your eyes peeled, and yeah, follow my social media. I will probably be posting more information. So as the game continues to develop, I'll be resharing, retweeting all that good stuff too as well. Do we have any
Yes.
shout out? Anything like that for your
Hi
folks?
mom. I don't know.
Hi sis.
Just yeah, wishlist Unstoppable and do something kind for somebody tomorrow. That's my
Awesome.
my mission for you.
Yay. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Salaar, for joining us and being with us. And yeah,
It's been
another
my
one for
pleasure.
the books.
Thank you.
Yay. Thank you. I will talk to you soon. I'll reach out soon too as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Anytime you need me, Merdrea, I will be
Uh,
here.
Yay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
See
Take
ya.
care. Bye.
Bye.